that's utter bullshit.
In fact, you know, if we would have said 3 weeks ago, Blake, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist.
And you're called racist no matter when you say it. Doesn't matter. I don't know what 3 weeks you're talking about, but doesn't matter when you say it.
But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah.
Did they say that? I don't think that's what they said.
We know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Why is that?
You had to go steal a white.
That is not
a what? A white person. Oh, he paused it too early. It's a big surprise.
Why do these people think that this is a culture? Like, oh, play the clip. He said it. No, he didn't, motherfucker.
You paused it early, idiot.
No, he didn't, you idiot. Okay, let me actually tell you something. Okay, you people.
You actually tell me. You can just tell me stuff.
People who think he said it, you don't have the brain processing power. Apparently,
White person slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
Yeah, we could watch this part.
But I'm in terms of being
You already saw this.
Not only that,
and a woman of color.
all right, Joe, he literally said it. Now,
No, he literally did not. He literally did not.
Yeah, he did. You kind of paused it halfway through him saying white, that he took white people's jobs. Yeah, he did. Oh, good Lord. What is happening? What the hell? What the hell's going on? What is with this shit? Are we serious with these people? Like, what? Oh my God. So we have to talk about this. And I've been, kind of keeping an eye on this guy. I hadn't, I don't know as if I've like actually fully covered him before. It's kind of just, I really wanted to talk more about like his positions on Israel. I thought that was kind of, I was hoping, let me rephrase. I was hoping that was kind of the only position that he was an idiot on, but apparently no, he just buys all the bullshit. He's just, his brain has been officially right-wing blendered, it seems. I don't know like what's going on with him, how you can be a skeptic and be thinking this way, but apparently it happens, and that's why when people are like, oh, the atheism is a worldview, no the fuck it's not, okay? Because otherwise this wouldn't happen. You wouldn't have this genius, right? So yeah, we're gonna get into this stuff. I have no idea I don't think we're gonna get to anything else, gonna be honest, but we'll try to get something silly after this. How about that? But I am Brantley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. Unbelievable. God, these are disappointing times. So they're not.
Okay,
just
both of you.
Like, how are we here? I'm so confused. Why is this so hard for me? Okay. I don't know. The more I think about it, it's like, I get into that like conspiracy brain, where you're just like, what if the whole world gets brainwashed? Like, what if, what if the revelation, like, as it were, the one world government fear that they all got, like, what if they're all just contributing to that actually happening? Because you got to think back then, and I, this is just kind of where my brain goes, when I'm just thinking about nonsense. Like when the dude was writing Revelation. Now, as far as I understand, he was writing about he was writing about Rome, right? And Caesar, right? And that's where you get like the number 666 and all this other stuff. And he saw them as a tyrannical government that was basically trying to take over the world. And it was almost like he was, in the way that it's kind of been interpreted as like a thing for the future. But if we're talking about what he's actually looking at and thinking about from that actual time, he's thinking about a kingdom that is conquering, right? And I think he could be thinking about, of course, it's like all poetic and stuff. Poetic because it's fucking completely insane, but taking over the world, right? And the world wasn't that big back then, you know what I mean? But anyway, so of course, that's just a prelude to let you know where my brain's going. Now we have this stuff that connects the entire planet to one another, right? And we got billionaires that are basically the ones that own it all. And we basically saw them kind of throw all their integrity out the window as soon as Elon Musk bought X, or but Twitter. Okay, it's still Twitter. I don't give a fuck. But and then named it X, right? And then it seemed to me that like it didn't take long for a steep decline to happen, right? He buys the biggest social media platform, and then all of a sudden everybody's fucking crazy, and it ramps up so fast. He went from numbskull to Nazi in like 2 seconds. It's crazy how this has happened. from too stupid to get anything right to, oh shit, this is like, they're going to end the planet. That's what's going to happen here. Because it's not even like it's just isolated to America. Our bullshit is bleeding into other countries. Anyway, so not to bring everybody down, but I think it's about time to be alarmed. Now they're turning this Charlie Kirk thing into a Reichstag fire or whatever. Like they're gonna just start like removing rights, start going after like Democrats as a extremist group and stuff. Like there is no, and you keep on going, oh no, they're not gonna do that. That's crazy. And then they do it. Then you're like, okay, it's not. Well, it was crazy until they did it, and then now it's just. Now it's just the way it is. And then they gaslight the hell out of you. Go, yeah, it's not what you're seeing. You're not seeing what's actually happening right there. No, you're not. You're the crazy one for thinking that you're seeing this stuff that you're seeing. Oh my God. And it's like, and that's just become a game to them. And now we have people like this on supposedly the reasonable side, just sucking up the propaganda and just, spitting it back out to his massive audience. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to kind of stay positive in this time period. So anyway, all of that. How's everybody doing? Y'all feeling good? Y'all doing all right? It's just, y'all feeling as happy as I am, Where are y'all at with this? Jeez, let me know what you think in the chat. But my God, this is insane. But let me see who we got here. Let's see who won today. We'll do this real quick, and then we'll jump in to the actual video here. All right, we got Drizilla. How you doing, Drizilla? Drizilla won. Hey, you. What's up? We got Seth. What's up, Seth? How you doing, dude? It's like, glad to see you feeling better, bro. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's it comes and goes depending upon the news. So it's like kind of just determines my ability to get out of bed. Anyway, and then we got Ember. How we doing, Ember? What's up? So congrats to all who have survived this far. You've made it further into the future than any humans to date. That is a good point. That is like, we can always take solace in that fact that, hey, everybody else that isn't here. Yeah, it's something. Also, we got AJ. Hey, AJ, how we doing? What's up? So I need to take deep breaths to watch this. Yep, get some breathing exercises in. Maybe take a quick 5 and do a 5-minute meditation. Self-love ones are nice, because then you don't hate yourself as much. Michael, what's going on, dude? Let's see. We got hey Bree. Hey Bree, what's up? Oh yeah. Seth said, let's see. I'd love to hang out, but this shit put me in a bad mood yesterday. I also got to deal with Hovine today, so I'm gonna rewatch what I have less to do later and more weed in my system. Can't say I blame you, dude. And good luck with the Hovine there. Yeah, that guy's insane. Well, he's just insane. But no, not the guy from Anti-Flag. That got canceled too, by the way. Anyway, that's a whole thing that we'll talk about another time. But let's see, we got Rat Lord. What's going on? Let's say, why surprise? Remember all those Gamergate atheists? Yeah. Well, I don't know if when was Gamergate. I feel like that was possibly before my time. I don't know. I don't remember how long ago exactly it was. It was explained to me though, like how it happened. And then we had like the elevator gate thing too. Remember that? That whole thing where Dawkins said some insane shit. It was just like, whoa, you're heartless. That's weird. Like you have no empathy at all for a person that has different experiences than you. But you know that. Part of me is almost like when it comes to people like Dawkins, it's almost like it's like they think because they can say stuff to like religious people have certain beliefs that they hold dear, right? And they act like are very important. And so since they're willing to go, hey, I don't care about those beliefs that you think are so important, then they start to act like it's all equal with everybody else too. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing across the board, right? That everybody just has, they're just beliefs that you don't have to respect or whatever. Even when it comes to, you know, human rights and shit. And it's like, these things aren't the same. Okay, come on. You know, but I think they get so used to being offensive to those people that they act like it's all the same or something. I don't know. But kind of crazy. Yeah, I want to check him out too. Actually, that's funny you mentioned him because I actually got some videos of his that I want to break down coming up here pretty soon. I feel like I need to move a bit more in that direction. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna have fun and kind of mess with the bottom barrel, you know, low hanging fruit types. But I think you know, we need to start taking on some of these other skeptics that are harmful, you know, and trying to validate some of the most insane shit ever. Raymer, how we doing, dude? What's going on? So ways that's an agnostic, not an atheist. Well, you know, you can't. I mean, depending upon what you're talking about, you could be both. But it depends if we're talking about philosophical definitions or not. So, really depends what the context is. But yeah. Anyway, all right, where are we at here? Let me see. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let me just check the old pulse. Yeah, okay, I think we're at a good spot. I think the blood pressure might be pressuring. All right, here we go.
Hello, Durud and Shalom.
Hello.
Guys, you
And gals and non-binary people too. Everybody, just say folks. Hey, folks.
know, a lot of people think Charlie Kirk was racist, and I cannot believe how far away from
No, we know that Charlie Kirk was racist. See, this, you know, when you know, so here's knowledge. Knowledge is something that you believe that also is true, you know? So that one I feel like it's just a fact. He is racist, dude, unless you're just recategorizing everything under definitions that don't mean what the definitions mean.
reality all of this is. It's absolute insanity. And I know
It is. I agree. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop pausing so often. All right,
a
here we
lot
go.
of you in the chat also think that he was a racist. And
I'm going to fight with you in the chat.
I just want you to keep an open mind today. And I'm willing to accept if I'm wrong. I will listen to you guys in the chat as long as you also keep an open mind.
I feel like that's the biggest lie that you get from the right. No, I'm open. Hey, I'm open to changing my mind. Okay. If you present the right evidence and then you just present the right evidence and they're like, no, actually, as long as racism doesn't mean what racism means, then he wasn't racist. So I win. Like, because we just saw the clip. I went ahead, you know, and put the clip first. That way we can kind of see how dishonest he is, just right out the gate, and then see. I'm open for, you know, change my mind. Get the fuck out of here. No, you're not.
Keep an open mind. I want you to keep an open mind as well. And I mean, honestly, the more I research this man, the more I realize how unfair
Jeez.
all these accusations have been, and they have been there for a long time. And I also feel embarrassed that I used to believe these things, and only now I'm looking into it.
That's not why you should be embarrassed. I mean, you shouldn't be embarrassed, but like for the opposite, the opposite thing. That's, you know.
So I assume that some of them at least are true without even checking, which
What's up, Jazz? How we doing?
is really embarrassing, and I'm
And Ryan. Hey, Ryan. How's it going?
ashamed to admit that. And now that I'm looking into the guy, I'm realizing that he was actually
A true martyr. He really was. I mean, he was just a good Christian that believed all my beliefs except for the Christian one for some reason.
one of the most, not only was he not racist, he was fighting racism.
What?
He was one of the most effective people in fighting racism that I know.
What are you? Oh my God! What? Okay, this is gonna be. Yeah, no, the blood. It's going up. It's going. I can feel it. I can feel. No, yeah, it's like anybody just get. No, it's cool. It's fine. I'll take a pill or something later.
Oh wow, we got a super chat. Thank you so much, Ramin.
Oh, you got a super chat already. Yeah, it's almost like when you placate to the interests of the most powerful. You got a bunch of people just throwing money at you before you've even fucking said anything. It's crazy, isn't it?
Thank you, Ramin. Ramin just gave us a super chat, a big super chat. Thank you. We usually don't get big super chats like this on this channel.
Until you start saying that the racists aren't racist, then the money just pours in.
So I really appreciate that, Ramin. Thank you so much for supporting the chat. By the way, guys, if we reach to our goal for today is to reach 10 super chats, and we already got one. So thank you so much for that.
And if anybody wants to do, some anti-fascism super chats, that'd be great, but I get it. We're poor on this side. It's cool.
Moral
And we're getting poorer by the day.
Wombat is saying he was one of the least racist people I've ever heard speak. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and also further than that, he was fighting racism. Imagine somebody who was so effective at fighting racism being accused of being a white supremacist.
Maybe give us something. Man, you're just imagine how stupid it is that he's called a racist when he was the one fighting racism. I'm not going to provide any evidence at all or anything like that. I'm just going to say, how stupid is it? I'm just going to say it's stupid that the people that think this guy's racist, they're just completely stupid. I'm not going to provide any evidence or any reasons or anything. All right.
It's one of the most unfair accusations.
Can you demonstrate anything before he's getting admitted? Do this part after you've demonstrated stuff, man. Because at this point, you're Fox Newsing. That's what you're doing right now. You're just Fox Newsing.
I've seen against the man. I really feel bad for how unfair. And I can see he was also frustrated about all the unfair accusations against him as well. I could see sometimes in his voice.
You could see in his voice. Okay, I don't know if you know what voices do, but those are the things you don't see. Never mind.
And I feel bad that that people like me were not there to defend him when he was still around, and only now we're trying to make up for it. Oh, Ramin is saying, absolutely, man. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Well, thank you so much, Ramin. That gives me a lot of energy. Thank you.
Gives you a lot of energy. Hey, is it me or does he just talk weird? It's like the words he's saying aren't right.
Anyways, let me see who's in the chat. I'm going to show you guys a lot of videos. We're going to go through. This is going to be the most complete video on Charlie Kirk and racism. Whether he was racist or not, I'm going to basically go over everything. You're not going to see a more complete analysis and I know because I've checked. You're not going to see any more complete analysis.
And you know because you've checked what your video is gonna be? This is live, man. What are you talking about?
Than what you're going to see here. So let's actually look at some of the accusations first.
Yeah. Okay.
Before and how serious the accusations are before we actually address them. So let's watch this.
Yeah. I'll say, can I just say something? I don't agree it was a Cicero for the TikTok age. I believe it was a David Duke for the TikTok age. And I have.
So you guys hear this, right? This guy, he's saying that Charlie Kirk is the David Duke of the TikTok age. He's basically calling him a white supremacist. Watch this.
Yeah.
Not basically. No, yeah, he is. He is. I mean, that's the thing that that is the most that colors who David Duke is the most. The white color. It's the whiteness, the white supremacist part of it that colors him, his name and everything.
Can I just say something? I don't agree with the Cicero for the TikTok page.
God, that freaked me out for a second. It's like showing, it's showing Charlie Kirk talking. Can I just say something? Oh, just hold on 1 second. Look, it's Charlie Kirk doing an accent, man, because that would make me like him a little bit. Well, no, it's not. They're just showing him talking while they're talking behind the clip.
He was a David Duke for the TikTok age, and I have some degree.
Can you just remind us who
David Duke was
is?
the former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
British people like, fucking who? What is it, Duke? What? The lady with the, I thought that was a lady, and she wore shorts, and she was with the two guys that did the alcohol. They sold, they did what?
This was a very
right.
seriously deep. Now, this is by no means trying to justify his murder. Political violence is wrong at home. It is wrong abroad. It is wrong. And it's also wrong. Political violence must be condemned, as must be the propagandizing for political violence and the dehumanization of people. Charlie Kirk was somebody who was, I shiver, particularly for conservatives, when he's described as a conservative, because he wasn't a conservative by any means whatsoever. He was quite clearly a comfortably a supremacist. That if I was somebody who was going on television, I'm sure you would have described something.
That's weird. I mean, strange way to go with that, where he's like, he's not a conservative, he's a supremacist, and already I'm confused. I'm like, it's what that Venn diagram's a circle. I don't know what do you mean?
Somebody who goes on TV and blames Jewish people for what he describes as the coarsening of Western culture, says things like the Equality Act or the Civil Rights Act or so was a mistake, says things like women shouldn't be entitled to abortions, etc., so on and so forth.
Very extreme things. I want you to carry
I
on.
wonder what's Armin's position on abortion? Is he anti-abortion too? Is that part of his brain melt lately? Does he have some kind of skeptical atheist position on why life starts at conception too, or what? Like how stupid has this guy gotten?
But he said those in a debate in a university and then received.
Hey, all right. Thank you, Gisela. Oh yeah, Gisela's the best. How's it going? All right, let's see. We got an Antifa super chat, which those are rare. I don't know if anybody is familiar. We don't have the most money. All right, that's not our team. It said, I'm Antifa. Good luck taking me down, MAGA. MAGA bitches, you MAGA bitch. So I bet you won't even find Norway on a map. They probably can't. They don't. I don't think they can spell it to begin with. But thanks for entertaining us, Bradley. Hey, you bet. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being entertained and for the money. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's fucking awesome. Oh yeah.
Very vigorous debate back. So
Indeed.
what he would argue and his supporters is that is freedom of speech. He was wearing a T-shirt with freedom on it, which we hate when it's stopped in this country.
No, I agree with that. I am not here to justify or even contextualize his murder. I completely abhor political violence. I completely despise guns and gun violence too, whatsoever. He was outright on camera saying that, look, it's worthy of us, for the purpose of the Second Amendment or so, that a few people be murdered by guns or so, be murdered with guns or so. Of course, he is a worthy sacrifice for the Second Amendment.
Okay, so guys, that is. I'm not going to respond to the racism accusations yet because I have a lot to say. But regarding this is an obvious. He's not. This is basically like if I come to you, be honest with me in the chat, guys.
All right.
Guys,
I'm going to pretend to be in the chat because I'm a guy, so I assume that I'm who he's talking to.
Agree that people die from car accidents.
Oh my
right?
fuck. Are you fuck?
Should we take cars away because people die from car accidents?
Are you 7 years old? Like, you sound like me at 7 years old. My God. Like, this is literally the dipshit argument that I was making at 7 years old. Because I was like, and cars aren't bad. Cars are good. Are we gonna get rid of all the cars? Because sometimes cars don't work good, and traffic and accidents. Yeah, it takes accidents for cars to take people out, man. Yeah. You know what it takes for guns? Purposefully, man. They're designed to do that, dipshit. It's so what the, how do you compare something that only kills people when it's an accident to something that like only kills people when it's on purpose? How the fuck? Like, they were designed to do that. Cars were not designed to take people out. They're not made with fucking spikes all around them. And broken glass, it just launches out the sides, man. Are you fucking serious? How stupid do you gotta be? My God, you're like a child, like a brainwashed child.
Should we just stop driving altogether? If you say no, what if I come to you and then tomorrow, like, let's say ask me right now, Armin.
All right, what am I supposed to ask you? Hey, or do cars purposefully take people out? How about that question? Were cars designed to do that, dipshit?
Do you agree that people die because of cars? I would say yes. Then you ask me, Armin, do you think we should take away cars because people die in car accidents? And I say no.
This is like comparing war to cars. Like, hey, sometimes cars take people out, it's an accident or whatever. So, hey, wars do the same thing, they accidentally take people out. Jesus, that's why they're necessary. We got to keep them around. You wouldn't say that we don't need cars, right? We still got to have cars. That's why we got to have war. It's like, fucking what? But this doesn't work.
Then you ask me, Armin, don't you think those lives matter? The people who die from car accidents, isn't their lives important? I say, of course their lives are important, but it's not worth the cost. Meaning that even though some people die from car accidents,
what do guns provide? Okay, man, like cars literally make it so that our world is smaller. Like, our world is able to be traversed. I'm trying to think of a better way to say it. Traversable. Our world is traversed. That's not a good word. That sounds weird. That's not, that sounds like a smart fart smelling type of thing to say. Traversable. Actually, cars make our world traversable. That's right. I have a cigar. It covers the fart smell. That's right.
It's not that's a cost that we have to pay for the sake of being able to drive, right?
Okay. And what is the guns for the sake of? What is that? Like, a couple of people are died for the sake of being able to make people die. Shit. Okay, wait a second. Because what do guns actually do for us? They do the thing that you're saying that shouldn't happen, man. That's why this doesn't work. It's not like cars. Holy shit. And the crazy thing is, the argument that I'm sure they give is, oh, but guns are good because guns stop the people with guns. Which I'm just like, how did the good guys with guns stop the bad guys with guns? It's like, wow, that's an argument that was clearly made by the fucking gun industry. Like, how stupid do you got to be to think that's a good argument, man? Because if nobody had guns, then you wouldn't need the good guys with the guns to take out the bad guys with the guns, because nobody would have guns. Oh my good God.
If I say that, and then as soon as I say, the day after I say that, Armin Navabi, dies in a car accident, would you come and say, well, there you go, Armin, you died based on exactly?
Wow, he is still going with this analogy as if it's analogous.
What you like? Would that make me wrong?
You need to. Hey, there's this book that you should read, Armin, called why God doesn't exist, and go to the false equivalency section. You should go to that one. Check out what a false equivalency is, a fallacy. Yeah, I should read it. It's in this book. I can't remember who wrote the book. Oh yeah, you did. Go read your own fucking book, man.
Would that make me wrong?
Of us, for the purpose of the Second Amendment or so, that a few people be murdered by guns or so, be murdered with guns or so. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you agree, and I'm not saying if it's correct or not, but if you agree that people owning guns, it's a necessary thing to have for people to protect themselves. Obviously, you're not denying that some people are going to die tragically because of guns. But obviously, anybody who says that we should have guns understands that.
Wait, what? You're not going to die tragically because of the guns? Like, when guns, again, like, and I know I'm drilling this home like really hard, but when guns do exactly what it's like, he's comparing a feature to a bug, right? You know what I mean? Like, he's acting like this is the feature, not a bug with guns, and it's a bug, not a feature with cars. And he's like, these are the same. These are the same. No, man. The unaliving is the point of guns. They're literally made to do that. When they don't take lives, they're not working well. They're actually not doing what they're supposed to do. The opposite of fucking cars, man. Jesus.
Tragically because of guns, but obviously anybody who says that we should have guns understands that, and it still think that that's not high enough cost for us to just get rid of gun ownership.
Yeah, it is. Especially the ones that can like take out so many. You know what I mean? So many at once. Jesus Christ. There's there aren't cars that people use to go clear out elementary schools, dude. Okay, it's not the same thing. Hey, Gisela, Elliot, 15 months. Wow, hell yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I feel like that's I'm trying to think of how long I've had members, but I feel like that's almost as long as I've had members available here. But hell yeah, thank you.
That's the argument, and you could disagree with whether it's worth it or not, but that doesn't make them demonic in the same way that it doesn't make you immoral for saying that we shouldn't get rid of cars just because some people die in car accidents.
Jesus, it's still, he's just it's like just going over and over the same faulty metaphor. And it's jarring just because I literally used to say this exact argument when I was literally 7 years old, and my little undeveloped 7-year-old brain thought it was brilliant. It's the same. It was, you know what the other argument I used was? If you take away the guns, then the bad guys are going to get the guns illegally anyway. So now we just have good guys without guns. Like, that's the other one. As if the answer to that problem is, let's just give everybody guns. Just hand it to everyone. We'll just hand it to the bad guys on a silver fucking platter. That'll fix it. You know, like, Jesus Christ.
See, it is a worthy sacrifice for the Second Amendment. The problem is that those of us who speak from the position of empathy, where we come from, is the belief that it could be us one day. He never thought that it could be him, and he.
Anyways, I'm not interested in the gun part. I'm actually mostly the stream is about him being a racist accusation.
Yeah, I can only imagine why, because you're not very good at the gun debate already.
And so let's go to this one.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated, but I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half-staff, calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land.
Yep. And they called for the flags to be half-staff for Charlie Kirk on September 11th. I feel like people need to remember, like, we were already going to do the flags at half-staff thing, and they still, like, you know, and Trump just wrecked it by being like, yeah, put them at half-staff, not for all the thousands of people that died. No. For the one guy, the one, you know, that's, and we're like, seriously, man, really? Are you, oh my God.
And hearing people with selective rage who are mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die.
I disagree with that claim, but you know, that's, you know, not trying to pick apart that aspect of it right now because he's literally right about the point that he's making. He's just making it wrongly. It's like the Bible doesn't say to respect evil. It kind of does quite a bit, actually. Let's see, you know,
does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
The crazy thing too is, you know, when they're talking about this, and they always want to say, you know, they're not actually racist and all this type of stuff, right? And then they just kind of like keep kicking the goalposts around, like that racism is sort of like a nebulous term or whatever that they think they can just sort of like screw with and say that they're basically nothing's racist until they say it's racist. And then, you know, and usually the only thing that ends up being racist then is like full out, you know, KKK back when they were comfortable just owning their racism. You know what I mean? Like the thing that they don't do anymore. Now they chose cowardice and are like, no, we're going to hide behind our racism, act like we're not that, but then say all the stuff that we know basically affects everything the exact same way as if we were just saying this stuff. But then we can add this extra layer of gaslighting where we can be like, no, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. And then just watch the people go insane, you know, because there's nothing more angering than someone lying straight to your face. Just straight up, and you know they're lying. You know, there's nothing more infuriating than that, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the person that's being lied to. Because you're like, how fucking stupid do you think I am that I'm supposed to sit here and believe you? You know, but they just double down until you're just like, I don't fucking care anymore. You know what I mean? That's what the Republicans are doing now. That's the new right wing like agenda, is just lie to their face. It pisses them off, so it's nice and fun for that whatever reason. But then also we can just do everything that we want because we can just blank stare lie to everybody, put out like text messages and stuff that are clearly like, what the fuck, like a collage of evidence in a single conversation of everything that they, you know, need to be able to prove that whatever, you know, come on. And it's like this, you know, they're basically making the conspiracy theories come true. It's insane that we are where we're at. But because my point is, they just lie to your face and then act like you're either stupid enough to believe it, or they just wear you down until you're just like, I can't, what am I supposed to do at this point? Like, I'm demonstrating that they're lying and they're still just lying. What do you do at that point? You know, but that's what the highest levels of power are doing, and it's trickling down to the Twitters.
I can abhor the violence that took your life.
What's up, Dr. Ben? How we doing, man? What's going on? And Lord Distant. What's up? And Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Other Ryan, not the, you know, with Ryan with an A. Yeah.
But I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
All right.
Yeah. So that was a good clip. I mean, I disagree with the Bible part, but everything else he said, spot on. Yep. And before I move on, I want to make it clear, I condemn violence, period. Always. I condemn I mean, I don't even like guns. Like, I don't think a 22-year-old should have even had access to a fucking gun. That's how against guns I am, you know, and definitely not guns that can do what he did with it, you know. But so yeah, always condemn violence, like gun violence. I'm cool with some, you know, circle pit violence. Is that considered? Would you consider that violence? It's a different kind of violence, you know. Circle pit violence is not, you know, it's all consensual. Consensual violence, I think, is fine sometimes, you know. You just got to get it out, right? That's how we exercise as punks, you know. That's our so we get our aggression out. We need to just go to the gym, but that place is full of, well, people like this guy, actually.
Right, so let's look. I haven't heard this one. Let's see what this guy is saying.
I'm concerned about all of these Negro preachers who've been, in fact, talking about that this man that was killed was the answer to Christ in the earth. Y'all ain't saying.
What's up, Dan Steeler? How we doing, man?
And they having moments of silence in black churches all over the country over a man that was racist and a white supremacist. How dare you compare him to Martin Luther King? The only thing
he lied. Look at you can just tell his algorithm right here. Like Jamal Bryant lies about Charlie Kirk, you know, and like so. I swear, it's like you could see that he, like, the reason that he's thinking the stuff that he's thinking is because of, you know, probably like what he is watching. I mean, it's just, or this is just very telling, you know what I mean? But I guess he's telling with the way that he tells because he just tells us what he thinks, actually.
Charlie, Chris, and Martin Luther King got in common is both of them was killed by a white man. After that, they got nothing else in common.
That's strange, Jamal Bryant. You believe that the only thing that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Charlie Kirk had in common is that they were both killed by white men? How about the most obvious fact that they were both Christians?
Good. Oh man, like that's a great point there, Armin, for your Atheist Republic channel, right? Look what you're aligning yourself with. Like, how do they do this? Like, I just don't understand how atheists become right wing like this. Like, it's fascinating to me.
About that, they were both wrongfully killed. They both died for what they believed in.
I think he was, and you know, I think it was a bit hyperbolic, man. Like you're like, I can find more similarities. They both have hair on top of their head. They both wore clothes. That's right. They didn't walk. One of them didn't walk around naked. No, they both wore clothes. Yeah, they're similar. They're the same. You know, they're.
I have to pause because there's music and I don't want to get copyright strike.
They were both husbands. And they were both fathers.
Oh, they were both husbands and fathers. Oh, okay. This one said, like, it's like I was joking, and he's literally just doing my joke now. God, it's like you can't even satirize these people. They satirize them fucking selves, and then just look at you blank stared like, what? No, you didn't. No, I'm not satirizing myself. I don't even know what you're talking about.
They both fought for freedom and for liberty. They both believed in American exceptionalism.
No, they didn't. What? Where the? Oh my God! You don't know anything about what you're saying. They believed in American exceptionalism. No, the fuck they didn't. Have you read any other words of MLK, man?
Both believed in biblical justice.
Again, music. Please don't mute.
Again, no. Biblical justice is like, you know, stoning your child if they talk back, dude, and gay people too, but you know, it's a different thing.
Put music on your videos, guys, so that we could show them.
Emphasis on biblical. They both led non-violent movements.
I don't think they care if you want to watch them, man.
They both believed in the Constitution.
Wait, they both believe in non-violent movements? He like literally dropped people off. He had like buses drop people off at January 6th, man, like to go be violent and violently try to stop a democratic process or delay a democratic process, which they did. They succeeded in delaying that democratic process.
Test your knowledge. Don't open it up. What is the 10th Amendment?
They both despised victim mentality. They both saw the value of the nuclear family.
God, I hate that victim mentality shit. Like, it's just all they're trying to do is make you feel shame for standing up for yourself for anything. It doesn't matter, you know. It's like the 12-year-old that was like working in the sweatshop. If he's like, you know, I don't think I should be working 18-hour days for 12 cents an hour. I think, quit it with your victim mentality. Okay, why don't you work at 2? Just go work at 2 sweatshops. Who needs to sleep anyway? Okay, you know, just pull up your fucking bootstraps, you little bitch. Like, quit crying, you little 12-year-old. Get back to work. Jesus, advocating for yourself like that. You're weak. You're weak. Quit with the victim mentality, bitch.
They both believed in the betterment of the black community. And finally, they both left legacies that you, Jamal Bryant, will never be able to live up to, and that you will never, ever have.
What the fuck? This is so weird, man. Like, the people doing this, dude. That, you know, the people that like love Charlie Kirk and agree with him, they wouldn't care if you got eaten by an alligator trying to escape their Alcatraz, dude. Okay, they do not give a shit about you, and yet you think you can get closer to the power by sucking the teat of white supremacy. Jesus, by doing that, you're just saying it's not racist. Like, that's all you got to do. Look, we got a black person that says it's not racist. We win. We got one. Jesus Christ.
Cute blouse at that too. God bless you.
Okay, so let's actually address the accusations, right?
Why did we need? Oh my God, dude, this is so dumb. So you had to play a video of like people just claiming that he's racist or whatever. We already knew that he's racist. Like, what? Why do you need to play the claims of it, dude? And then, of course, he plays the claim of being racist with somebody responding without any evidence, mind you. So it's just kind of funny that he picked that video. Why didn't he pick a video where he's like, look, here's some super not racist stuff that Charlie Kirk did, and then show a bunch of clips of that? No, it's just some guy being like, you know what? You know, another thing that proves that he's not. He doesn't even say anything. He's just like, he's super not, though. And I'm black, so I can decide that stuff. What the fuck? Like it. But now we're going to play the clips that we should have started with.
So when I look into why people think Charlie Kirk was racist.
What's up, pal? Billy? How we doing, dude?
2 main things come up. One of them is this video that I'm about to show you. I will show you this, which is regard to the accusation that Charlie Kirk said that black women do not have brain processing power.
That's not.
Black women have the brain.
That's not the full content. Wow, dude. First of all, that's not the claim. That's not the claim. He was saying that DEI and affirmative action is the reason that they got those jobs. And when they have people that, because of racism just being so blatant in society at certain times, we had to have certain certain laws and whatnot, and programs and things to force people to not be racist, right? Because that's what it takes. Because you can't, all these people would just lie about it and be like, no, it's not because of the race. It's because they're just they're all lazy. I mean, that one is though. That's why I don't want to hire them. Like, you had to do certain things, right? And so now that's long gone, by the way. Affirmative action, long gone. Nope, we don't do that anymore. Haven't for a very long fucking time. Okay. And so the only thing we have now is DEI, right? Which is actually DEIA, which is accessibility, because it's diversity, equity, and inclusion, and accessibility, because it's about not about quotas or anything like that. That's just a lie that these idiots like to say because they want to just conflate DEI with affirmative action, which even still, affirmative action is not really racist. It's just like saying it's only racist if you think that Black people are automatically subhuman, that Black people are automatically worse at everything, because if we said, we have to have so many white people on a particular crew or whatever, they wouldn't assume automatically that, oh, well, then you're taking, if you said, let me put it this way. If you said we're going to have a tall person, we're going to hire a tall person for this job, the job has nothing to do. They're not a basketball player or anything. Just the job, whatever. We just don't have enough we don't have a whole bunch of tall people, right? And we want more tall people to work here. That doesn't mean that they're all unqualified. Like, you wouldn't say that, right? You'd just be like, oh, okay, so they just want some qualified people that are also tall. Got it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Like, and one of the things that he talks about is fucking pilots. Are you crazy? Yeah, that's it. The organization that is the business model is to, because of DEI quotas that don't fucking exist, we're gonna put a person in charge of $1 billion machine that is completely unqualified. But hey, we have to have a bunch of Black people. We just scoop them up off the street. That's all. We go down to the homeless shelter. Like, you want to fly a plane? And we're just like, head on back. Like, no, but the fuck, like, they're people. They're just people that went through all the training, did everything that everybody else did, got certified, got all of the education and everything that they need, and are just also Black. That's it. But you see, in their brains, they have to think, oh no, but white people are automatically going to be better at this. And if you say, we just want some representation of the whole population, one demographic of that population has been treated unfairly for goddamn forever, right? But yet, if we say we're going to have some of those folks represented too, well, then that means that they're stealing jobs from more qualified white people, because white people are just always more qualified. That's the hidden premise, that they're acting like you can't fucking see. It's right there. We can see it. Just because you're not saying it doesn't mean we can't fucking see that you want to be saying it. And you kind of are. You're just saying they're more qualified white people. And then you see, as he, because we started with this clip, you see he like interrupts him as soon as he starts saying white. They took a job from a more qualified white man, and then saying, oh, they don't have the brain processing power, even though they've got way better educations than he does.
Brain processing power. So, I mean, if he said that, let's watch this.
Does not see what I'm saying. He's already such a liar, dude. Nobody's fucking saying he said that. We all know the full context of what he was saying, man, and it's still racist. You have to straw man the claim, because they didn't even claim that. If you're gonna, oh my God, he's stupid. If you're gonna do this, you have to play a clip of somebody saying what you said they said. That would be the point of the fucking clips, not just saying that they're racist. He is racist. You gotta have him say the claim that you're planning to debunk. And then all they did was like, yeah, Charlie Kirk's racist. And he's like, yeah, right. They said Charlie Kirk's racist because he said that Black women don't have brain power. No, the fuck, that's not what they said. That's not what they said. Find a clip of somebody saying that, you dipshit.
And then the second main thing that people talk about Charlie Kirk being racist is that he said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. The Civil Rights Act in the United States was a mistake. So let's look at both of these and address them. By the way, guys, have you heard this? Have you heard about the accusation that Charlie Kirk said that black women do not have brain processing power. So
no, not that simply put. Like, nope, nobody. I mean, we know what claim you're talking about, but you're not saying it right.
So let's try to be as objective as one could be. Again, nobody could be 100% objective, but let's.
Oh, it's good you know that.
Try, and let's see what he said here, and then also the responses.
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks.
Did he say Michelle Obama? How the fuck? What? How is she an affirmative action? Who picked her to get married to Obama? Who picked her? What affirmative? This is some weird affirmative action shit, man. They decide whose wives are going to be people's husband. You know, that's strange. Like, Obama's got to meet a quota of black womanness for his wife, you know, and so that's what the fuck is happening. How does he just breeze right over that? How come he doesn't even know all the names on the list or something? And he's acting like they're all. The only thing that they have in common on that list is that they're black women. It's like, what? Hers is not even a. Oh my god,
we would have been called the
unbelievable
racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Michelle Obama came out and said, I'm only here because of affirmative action. What the fuck? Okay.
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
You had to go take a white person's position. That's racist, man. That means that you're just automatically saying that white people are always awesome at everything. And if you're a black person getting it, like, you know, like, you can't do it because they're just always more qualified. Jesus. It's like, how do you not hear yourself?
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal.
What's up, Casey? How we doing? What's up?
Personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own.
Dude, like, she's talking about back, like, when it was, like, purposefully, and it still is to this day, really. I mean, it's like they purposefully, I mean, look how loud y'all get. Look how loud white people get, you know, when there's any kind of anything that maybe makes it easier for people of color to succeed. You freak out, you know. I mean, they burnt down a whole fucking city when they started, you know, when the people of color in that area, the black people specifically in Oklahoma, were starting to kind of like have their own, you know, financial improvement or whatever, have their own Wall Street, right? Called Black Wall Street, burnt to the ground by racists. Yeah. And that sort of thing continued on. It just wasn't as explicit. They would try to do these little word games and stuff to keep them held back instead of just blatantly saying this shit, you know. Although it sounds like we've kind of returned to the days of just blatantly saying shit and just being like, what? They're just lesser than. What? I can't help. That's just a fact, okay? Charles Murray said, scientifically speaking, that these people, you know...
I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. You know, this is how arrogant.
I couldn't make it on my own, so I had to take opportunity. No, they weren't afforded the fucking opportunity to begin with. That's the difference, man. It's like, I don't know how they don't get that. Like, the reason that affirmative action had to be put in place was because they would not take you. And this sort of thing still happens to this day. We have appraisers for houses that will appraise houses at $100,000 less if they think the people living there are black. And they've done tests on this. They've replaced all the pictures. They replaced all of the, all of the designs and stuff, all the posters, things like that. And if there's, if it's clear that Black people are living there, $100,000 less. When they replace it with all white people stuff, $100,000 more, or somewhere around there. But that's the type of shit that happens today. That still happens. And they were obviously doing that to people in college. These people, it's crazy too, because like the way that getting into college works, it's like you got to come from like a lot of privilege, right? Just in general. Like it's more difficult for people coming out of poverty, specifically Black people coming out of poverty, to go to school, get scholarships and everything like that. Because if you don't have, just like the access to resources, it makes it very difficult to learn. This is why like a lot of us on the left were like pushing for free lunches and things like that, so the kids can actually think when they're at school, because it's almost impossible to think when you're starving. But of course, Republicans, no, poor people don't get that. We want them to fail. We want them to not have the resources they need to succeed, so that the only people that succeed are the people that we want to succeed, which is the people that are already fine anyway. Those are the people that need to succeed, because these are the same people that say all college is evil and indoctrinates everybody, right? But then you're like, so you didn't go to college? Well, I went to college, yes, but I went before they started doing that. So your kids aren't going to Harvard? Well, my kids are going to Harvard, but they're going to a very specific section of it where it's not indoctrinated. Shit. No, you're just a liar.
Joy Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee are. They're so narcissistic, they think this is persuasive. They think we're like, oh, of course. That's why we need affirmative action, because you have impressed us with your brilliance.
Do you think that she didn't succeed after that? Like, she got into the college, and then what? You act like that was it. Oh, so just anybody that can get into the college, then that what? They don't do anything after that. They didn't just like do all this awesome stuff to like make them compete with the other people in the college and do rise to the level of excellence or anything. It's just that they got in, and so that's got in based on affirmative action.
Of course. Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Why is Michelle Obama in here? Like, what is he talking about? Like, she was the first lady of Obama. What the fuck? What are you talking about? How is that an affirmative action pick, man? Do you think that people get married based on affirmative action?
So Carl's saying, I didn't get it. I'll explain.
They think this is persuasive. They think, as they kind of now reveal that I'm only here because of anti-white, anti-Asian forced discrimination policies.
What? How do you hear him say stuff like that? And you're like, buddy, it's not right. Look at the name of the video. Charlie Kirk was not racist. He just was. You're saying that affirmative action was anti-white. That you can't say that without obviously informing your entire belief system, dude, to where any kind of opportunity for people of color at all is, anti-white, right? Because only white people should have access to everything, even though the reason that things are so unfair is because of systemic racism that has been enshrined into law, and basically the white people have fought to not correct anything this entire time, to never make it actually like equal. Like the DEI stuff, honestly, it was just like it was not even like what needed to happen. They just wanted the Civil Rights Act to be enforced, and instead you get a training. Yeah, so like, you don't fire people for being racist. You're like, just go sit and take a training, and they couldn't even take that. They had to vilify the DEI thing just because of that too. Like, it's just fucking insane.
That turned me into a bitter, resentful activist that hates white people, honestly, through our pop.
Okay.
Just interrupts. Yeah, they just hate white people. That's it. No, they responded to a time where people hated black people. Okay, that's where they came from. Wasn't that long ago, man. Jesus Christ.
Guys, look the insanity of this. This video has 2.1 million views.
So therefore, not racist. You know, you get over a certain threshold of views and then it can't be racist. I don't understand why we're doing this.
And and also look at the caption. The caption says, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously. You have to go steal a white person's slot."
He did kind of say all that. He didn't put the word like black women at the beginning there, but he did say you're stealing this slot from a white person. He absolutely said that. What the hell?
And it puts it in quotation. Guys,
wow, man, you got him. You got him. Because that was not basically what he just fucking communicated or anything like that. This is way off, man. He didn't say anything like, yeah, that's basically exactly what he just fucking said. You played the whole clip. And dude, they played the whole clip. Like you're replaying the clip that they showed everybody. So like if they got it wrong, wouldn't everybody just see the clip and go, "Oh, but you lied though about your caption." They did because they provided the video. Holy shit.
I don't know. Putting something in quotations means that this is exactly the verbatim words that came out of Charlie's mouth.
Oh my God. How long have you been using the internet, man? Like how long have you been? Do you not know how Twitter works? Like I feel like
I played the video for you guys.
You played the video. They posted. They played the video for you, man.
Let me know in the chat. Did any of you at any point hear Charlie saying this thing in the caption?
Yes. Yes. He just didn't say it exactly that way, man. He didn't say black women. He said those specific women. Jesus. If you take out the two words, black women, everything else, and the fact that he basically is talking about black women, but then yes, absolutely. This is splitting hairs to like say somebody isn't racist, dude. This is what I'm saying. This is how dishonest they will be with themselves to sit there and gaslight people, you know, to the point where like he could be screaming the N-word and they'll be like, I don't know, show me where the N-word's racist. When did all of a sudden shouting the N-word in people's faces become racist? This is ridiculous. Okay. Like it's so strange how like the label of something is somehow worse than the thing that's being labeled that. They're like they're fine with like the thing with the racism, but if you call it racist, well now we got a whole big problem. Like what the fuck? Like it's so obvious that it's just like the racists not wanting anybody to call them what they are.
That they put in the quotation. Did anybody hear Charlie say black women do not have brain processing power at any point during this video? Look, the caption is here. The video is under it, and it got 14,000 likes, 2 million views, with a lot of people in the comments saying like, "Oh my God, what a fucking racist." People are saying no. In the
dude, people are saying no. Oh, okay, can't see him, but sure. Dude, this is so weird that he thinks this is good. It's not verbatim. You know what it reminds me of? I remember when I was talking to somebody about the Don't Say Gay bill, and that was like their argument too. But the Don't Say Gay bill doesn't say the words "Don't Say Gay" in it. So, like, yeah, but that was the effect, man. That was, you know, that was what it does. It makes it so you can't mention the people are gay. Like, no, it doesn't say those exact words. Yeah, it's worded differently, you know? It's but that is the effect. It makes people scared to bring up that gay people exist by threat of felony. So yeah, it makes you not want to say gay, dude. That's so what? It doesn't say it verbatim. Like, it's crazy that they think that's some kind of fucking get.
Chat. Do you see how disgusting these people are? Like, the caption is next to the video, and they can't like.
Oh my good God, you are still talking about this. Jesus, he like really thinks this is an argument. It's like this one tweet says that it's quoted saying something slightly different than what the clip is that they provided to everybody that could just watch the entire clip and see, but they didn't caption it right.
People who are watching this, they're not calling it out. Like, dude, this caption that you put in quotations was not in the video.
You're an idiot. They showed the video to everybody. They didn't even need the damn caption, okay? Because they have the video.
He did not say that.
Oh my God.
Look at.
Yes, he did, man. You're a child. Like, I swear, you think like a fucking 7-year-old MAGA child.
He was talking about specific women.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you guys.
And one of which that he described wasn't even elected. So, like, you're kind of like, did you listen to the words in the clip? He said Michelle Obama got her job through, because of fucking affirmative action. The lady that was married to a president, and somehow she's fucking unqualified. Why would you even include her name in the goddamn list, man? My God. But oh my God.
If we had DEI, meaning that if you got special privileges, let's say we lived in a society.
It's not just he doesn't even know what DEI is. Dude, like, you are the worst skeptic on planet Earth. Go look up what DEI actually is.
That, I don't know, white people got DEI. Okay? White people. Meaning that if you're white, you, without even having without the merit, without you actually being suited for a position.
They do have that. It's called legacy. It's called legacy, man. The legacy what is it? Admissions. Legacy admissions. All you gotta do is be related to a rich person that went there and donated. That's white people. DEI, even though that's not what DEI is or does or anything else. It doesn't have quotas. He doesn't know what it is. He's confusing it for affirmative action, which we don't really do it. We don't really do anymore. Colleges do their own thing. They label it that, because colleges want to be diverse, and have different. I don't know. They want. Like I said, a diverse student body, right? They come from all sorts of backgrounds and everything, because in part that helps everybody learn. It just does. When you're interacting with people that are different from you, and learning about their experience, and they're learning about yours, everybody learns something. So it's actually good. And a lot of times when they're talking about this stuff, they're always saying, oh, they lower the grade acceptance level or whatever for Black people, right? But they're never mentioning that, like, the people that do get in on those lower grades, they're like dropping it, they're lowering the grade acceptance level or whatever because of other factors. They're the star quarterback of their football team. They started a dance team or whatever at their school and went to All-State. They're some other thing that they contributed that outweighed or equaled to what they were doing, what they were looking for. And so that's why they got in. It's like they act like college, like the colleges is just like it's a straight line, like just, oh, everything's the same. As long as you get this grade, boom, you're in. Like, that's not how it works. They let rich kids in you know, and they let other people in for other reasons. They have their reasons to let everybody in. It's not, you know, and they act like, oh, it's so unfair to the whites. No, the fuck it's not, man. You literally have people that like get in that are complete fucking Van Wilder-esque idiots. But they get in because they, you know, had a granddad that was a 33 level Mason that went there or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like that is a, but that's fine. That's okay. They got money, you know, so they're allowed to be, they're allowed to be treated extra, you know, Jesus. So and those white people being able to do, that'd be anti-black racism, right? Because we're letting those white people in just because they have wealthy family members that also went to that college. Does that mean, is that anti-black racism? Because that's the logic that you're using, genius.
We will take a black person's position in university and we will give it to you as a
Pandora's Pinata. What's going on? How we doing?
White person. If we had DEI function, we will take a black person's position in university and we will give it to you as a white person. If we had DEI for white people, okay?
That's not, and again, none of this has anything to do with DEI. This is like the right-wing talking point. He doesn't even know what DEI even is. God damn. It's like, he's so just like deluded with right-wing fucking propaganda. And you can tell because he doesn't even understand what the things are that he's talking about. Because again, it's DEIA, it's talking about accessibility. It's just making sure that more people like know about like what the requirements are to be able to get these particular jobs, and then like kind of helping them to be able to get that. It's not saying that they get extra stuff. It's just accessibility. It's more about like advertising to different demographics from the, you know, the wherever it is, like it's just them making sure that, hey, you know, this is available and there's grants and stuff that are available to everybody, but like they're letting people in that demographic know about it. That's it. And then they have like classes and stuff about how to not be racist when people are racist at work and shit. But you know, because they don't want to enforce the fucking Civil Rights Act, so they just have this little softball DEI shit, and white people can't even handle that.
Then, of course, some white people would not be fit for the position they have in the university. They wouldn't have the brain processing power for the position that they have been given in that university.
Yeah, you mean like all the rich kids that get in for just being kids of rich people? Yeah.
This is not anti-white. This is just the nature of DEI.
It's just proving your own point wrong. My God.
If you do that with any group of people, if tomorrow, like if you go tomorrow, do that with Chinese people, or if you do that with Jews, if you do that with Iranians, if you do that with Arabs, with any group of people, if I give them special privileges, then there will be some people within that group that were not fit for that position that they have now.
Again, none of this is how anything works. DEI does not give anybody any special privileges. It's just Fox News dipshit talking points and kind of an assumption that nobody's actually going to look up what the fuck DEI even is or does or anything like that, which clearly this idiot has not done.
So, and he mentioned specific individuals. He did not make a general claim about black women.
He included Michelle Obama. What do these people have in common other than just that they're black women, man? What the fuck quota did she make? Holy shit.
Obviously, if you needed DEI to get to a position, if you're a black person that would have gotten that position without DEI, then obviously you have enough brain processing power for that position.
Do you think, how much you want to bet? Like, I almost wish I could take a time machine, go back to Jim Crow South, you know, after slavery was abolished, right? And listen to the white people at that time talk about why they're not going to hire black people for positions. Listen to the arguments. Remember, these people were just owned as property 2 seconds ago. You know, and listen to the arguments from them back then. I almost wonder if they'd be fucking identical to the arguments that we're hearing today. Holy shit. Like, my God. Of course, they're going to say stupid shit like this, you know? Like, I'm just doing it for merit. You know, it just happens to be that I think that no black people can actually be a good blacksmith. That's all. I know it's in the name and everything, but that's not fair. I'm actually thinking about changing the name to Whitesmith. I don't know, just I feel like, you know, it feels more appropriate for the clientele. You know what I mean? Anyway.
But anybody, black, white, purple, green, if you require DER,
yeah, I guess they're talking about characters from Guardians of the Galaxy
to get that position, then you do not have enough brain processing power to get that position.
Unless you're a rich kid, again, you know, unless you're a legacy child, you know, getting into college, sucking up that position that some other more qualified person of color could actually get, but because you get a rich parent.
Does that make sense? And look, he mentions by name. He never said black woman. Hold on, let's watch this again.
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know.
Go back to when they were getting into college, man. Jesus Christ. You don't think the fucking time period matters? Like back then, that was the only way for black people to be able to get into college, man. White people hated, I mean, and they still do, but like back then they were just really like just in your face about it. It was the time period. My God. Jesus, we're talking to Jim Crow South. And you know, going to college during the Jim Crow South. But that was anti-white, I guess, back then, huh? When, you know, they couldn't even drink out of a fucking water fountain without white people freaking out. I bet he's got arguments as to like why, you know, white water fountains should only be, you know, the good ones should only be where white people are too. He probably has good reasons for that too, I bet.
You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Right.
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go.
You had to go steal a white. Why is it automatically a white person's slot? How do they know it's not some other black person? How do they know it's not any? Right there, that shows you that the hidden context is white people are better. White people are automatically more valid no matter what. That's the fucking barely hidden premise.
Will be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today.
Right. It's why do they always say that white, black, green, purple, aqua? I know. What the fuck? Like, what? Who are you talking about, man? Are we going into fish now? You talk aqua? Like, what are you talking about?
As a clear recipient of affirmative action.
Just notice how. Listen one more time. If he says at any point, black woman,
affirmative action, particularly in higher education, I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color. But I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action.
Because keep in mind, too, she's even saying like the woman thing, right? Like, because back then, women weren't even really supposed to be going to college. That's the thing. Like back then, this is the time period when white men, conservative white men, basically, were in charge of everything. And they were in charge of who was allowed to do what, where, when, and why. And they were the ones that would say, no, women should not be allowed to do X, and black people should absolutely not be allowed to do X, or whatever it was. And so we had to have civil rights, you know, a civil rights movement to force these people that believed that kind of stupid shit to let people, let these minorities have access to, that's DEIA, access, even though it's not really the same thing. But anyway, but allow them to have access to the resources that white people have been afforded this entire time. It's like, come on, man. Like, fucking pick up a history book.
This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own.
This is such a weird. It's just so weird to be this like crazy about this, man. Like, why are you mad about this? If not because you just do hate black people and probably black women as well.
We're not smart enough. You, not all black. And guys, the whole DEI, the whole point.
It doesn't. Now you're straw manning. Now you're straw manning the quote. Where does it say all? I'm going to use your stupid tactic back at you, man. Where does it say all black women? He didn't say that. That's not what the quote says. You got it up on the screen, genius. And you're like, where did he say all? Where does it say all black women? Yeah, because it doesn't say that. Jesus.
Point is that the DEI is racist towards black women and black men. Because without DEI,
what?
Every time I see.
Did you just mess up what you mean to say? You mean to say white people is racist against white people? You're like, DEI is racist against black people. Okay.
A black doctor, a black pilot, a black surgeon, I do not, nobody would question whether or not they're fit for the job. It's DEI that makes people question. Guys, if we had DEI for white people, if we give special privileges to white people, then if I need a surgery and the surgeon was white, I would be worried. I would be like, give me a black doctor. Because
Why?
I don't know if this white doctor actually is as good. I don't know if this guy is good. If there was DEI for white people, this is not a bad.
But but there wasn't a history of like not allowing like white doctors to exist. And just hating people just for being white and acting like white people are subhuman. That wasn't like a historical fact. That is what it is for people of color. Jesus Christ.
You being anti a certain race. But if you give certain privileges to any class, then I'm going to have to.
It doesn't do that either. Just keep that in mind. I feel like I have to keep reminding everybody that the whole concept he's saying is incorrect. DEI does not have quotas. It doesn't allow people to have special privileges. None of that is true. It just provides information in areas that typically don't have access to the information that people would need in those areas to be able to know how to get what is required to be able to get into the job and go be the position that they are. It has nothing to do with, and you get special privileges. It doesn't do that at all.
I'm going to doubt how good they are at what they do. So DEI encourages people to question.
Because of racism. Because you're believing their fucking narrative, man.
The qualifications of black people in the United States. So this policy makes society anti-black. Because you cannot be, and again, it's an insult
policy.
to black people.
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, imagine
it's the policy that makes people anti-black. It's not the people that just can't even fathom that, like, a system or a program that maybe helps people have access. No, you're misrepresenting even what the program does, what it is, and then trying to say that it's the reason that people are being racist. Come on. Jesus.
Imagine if you're a black person that knows, that you deserve the position that you have. But now, because of this dumbass policy, people are not going to be sure. Isn't that an insult?
You mean people lying about this policy? Yeah, because of people blatantly lying about what this policy is and does. Yeah, you're right. Because of you.
To you. So Carl's saying, were they DEI hired though? I mean, the point of this video is that they're admitting that they were DEI hires. They were DEI. That's what they were admitting. That he was showing them admitting it. So he's saying in this video that if we said this, we would be called racist. So it's good. It's a good thing that they are saying it themselves.
It wasn't DEI. It was affirmative action, and it was back when it was absolutely needed for people of color to get into college.
So,
God.
Look.
Okay, let's say. Casey said, I'm sure Armin is qualified for nothing. Yeah, nothing. That's what he's qualified for. Yeah, I could tell.
Look at this. This is insane.
It's like he's this skeptic that has this really popular channel, and yet he can't even research what DEI is. He just automatically his brain just sucks up the right-wing narrative and is like, yep, that's how it's gotta be. I'm not gonna check anything because look, Fox News said, like, and then runs with it and then just repeats it out to people. It's like, I'm a skeptic. Look, I'm a skeptic, and it's DEI. It's what's making people racist.
Look at this. So somebody posted this saying J.D. Vance says that Charlie Kirk never said black women do.
Yeah, exactly. Drusilla said, yeah, she said it's her admission to college, for fuck's sake, not hiring. Exactly. Yeah, it was the admission to college. And it was, again, because of a time period. You know, it wasn't that long ago that, you know, I was going to say, like, oh, when people were like institutions were so racist that we had to force them to not be racist. But we're almost there again. We're almost back to Jim Crow, like full fucking stop.
Not have the brain processing power to be taken seriously. He never uttered those words. And then Ron Smith, I think he thinks that this is a gut shoot. And then Charlie Kirk said, Joy Reid, Michelle Obama. Okay, so let's just watch the video. Okay, so this video.
Yeah, Casey said he's been going this direction for a long time, but the Charlie Kirk defense is newish. I think he's trying to capture Kirk's audience. Oh yeah, I can see that's a profit from it. Yeah, well, he's definitely doing. I mean, a lot of these people are, man. Like, you know, a lot of these people that have the bigger platforms, they can see where their culture's headed. I mean, it's not hard to figure out that, given the the way everything works. I mean, we got, like I was saying, when you have the billionaire that bought X, right? And basically it was like, I'm going to turn this into 4chan. Humans are not difficult. You know, we're quite easy to manipulate. All it takes is kind of just placating to our emotions. And then once you get our emotions in a tizzy, well, then you can kind of convince anybody of just about anything, as long as you repeat it enough times, play to their biases, and then just keep repeating it. And with algorithms and bots, because the other thing is, if you believe that other people believe the thing, then that makes you more likely to believe it yourself. So as long as you got like bots, you got algorithms that can keep feeding you the bullshit, and just kind of keep rephrasing the same bad arguments that play to your biases, you can control people. You can brainwash people, you know. And now that we've got AI, they don't even, these oligarchs and shit can just sit back. They don't have to fucking do anything, you know. And we all got it. We all got a thing right in our pocket. It's crazy to me that, like, of all the technology that we could have, right? Of all the technology, right, that we could have fucking flying cars and cured world hunger and done all this stuff. What did we manage to have our technological advances in? Oh, connecting us to each other, you know. But not only that, but connecting us to them, you know, so allowing them to have a direct line into everybody's brain. And then now they're fucking curating algorithms and stuff. This is fucking dangerous, dude. And now with the AI imaging and everything, who the fuck knows, you know, the next step where we're at. I know, kind of a downer here, but I don't see this going well. Let me just say that, you know, what happens when the whole world gets brainwashed? What happens? Then what? Then what do we do? You know, at what point is the revolution an absolute necessity? That's what I want to know.
It's supposed to be a got you to show that J.D. Vance is lying. So like, oh, J.D. Vance is lying. Charlie Kirk did say those words. So look at this got you video.
The writer accuses Charlie of saying, and I quote, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously."
So this wasn't even your argument, Armin? You got this from the from the couch fucking makeup guy? Are you serious? You couldn't even come up with this yourself. You literally just parroting somebody else. Holy shit.
But if you go...
And here he is looking at his phone right now. Let me get brainwashed a little more. No, come on. Feed me the bullshit. Come on.
And watch the clip, the very clip she links to. You realize he never...
I think we're going to end up... I'm sorry. I know I keep pausing. I think we're going to end up with like a fucking surrogates situation. You know? Where it's going to be, shut the whole fucking thing down. No, I get it. I know bank accounts and everything. Shut the whole fucking thing down. No more internet. No more internet. We can't do it. We've demonstrated that we can't, that these like fuckheads can't be trusted with internet. You know, it's something that exists. Burn it all down. We got to go back outside. You know what I mean? We got to start talking to each other with our faces. Like, you know, no more of this. At some point, like I'm just saying, you know, like down the line, I don't know at what point, but I feel like that's coming. That's going to be a big part of the revolution. It's just no more internet altogether. We'll figure out a different system to each according to their needs. That'll be the new system that we figure out probably.
Never said anything like that. He never uttered those words.
If we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But
how is this a got you? He didn't say it. Those are individual people. Those are individual people. The word black woman didn't come out of his mouth.
Now they're coming out and they're...
It's okay. We're still, I don't know how long he's going to keep repeating the exact same bullshit argument. That it's like, if it's not the exact words, like it's what is it? The fallacy of excluded middle. You know, it's like this all or nothing. If it's not the exact words, then I'm right. Then the opposite is true. Then it's complete bullshit. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean?
All black women, guys, do not dare say anything negative against me in the chat. Because if I'm an Iranian, and if you say anything against me in the chat, you are racist, anti-Iranian racist.
Okay. So, okay, and wow. It's like now he's using, it's so crazy. Now he's using, like anti-fascist sentiment as like a weapon, being like, no, if you say I'm wrong, then you're racist, which is not, that's not how racism works, dude. At all. Unless they're saying you're wrong only because you're Iranian. No, that's the fact about you that makes you wrong about everything. You know, that would be racist, but that's not what anybody's fucking saying. You're just wrong because you're fucking stupid. That's why. And hateful.
What the fuck?
I know. What the fuck? I never thought you could be this stupid.
How?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
How is this the same? Like, oh my God, look, J.D. Vance was lying. Charlie Kirk did say that. No, he didn't.
And we're affirmative action picks.
Exactly. Yeah. Casey said the intent of the words matter, what he meant by them. And that was clear. And that was what they were kind of encapsulating in those quotes. But which I see happen constantly on Twitter or on X or whatever the fuck it's got. I don't care. But I'm sure it's fine when like Trump does it and everybody else. But like, you know, if somebody puts it like this, it's not the exact words. Therefore, he's not racist at all. It's like, wow, dude, you're just like the splitting the hairs to not be perceived as what he obviously is just fascinating.
we would have been called the racist.
Oh my God, we're still watching the same clip.
Brain processing power to otherwise be taken really.
Oh, by the way, guys, you can see in the chat somebody saying Kirk thought the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. We're gonna get there. You think I'm not gonna ignore that accusation? We're gonna get there.
Oh my God.
I mean, the accusation that he's racist, you know, using that as a, I will tell you exactly what he said.
Okay.
This one got 11 million views, 138,000 likes for saying that, look, JD Vance lied. Charlie did say that. Do these people not understand the difference between criticizing individual Black women and being anti-Black women as a whole? Are they this fucking stupid? This is
Dude, oh my God. So he is just isolating on this one thing that he's just wrong about. Like and this is the type of gaslighting that white supremacists will do. They'll sit there and it's like, and it ends up being almost like the my heart goes out to you type of gaslighting, you know? No, I wasn't doing it, Seagull. No, I was just saying my heart goes out to you. Nailed it. I always give myself a way out, you know? That's the racist way. You just always have an excuse and we're good to go. You can say whatever the fuck you want, you know, as long as you always give yourself that little out. I said most Black people. I would say that all at most. Okay, so I'm not racist.
Insanity. They think this is a gotcha.
My God, he's like a child.
Like, how are people this idiotic?
Okay, can we move on? And I know this is long as fuck, so there's going to be a lot of this because it's kind of all he's got when it comes to this. It's like misrepresenting a teeny little thing that has nothing that doesn't actually make somebody not racist, make the claims untrue or anything, but it's just like some way you can be like, look, they're wrong about this other thing, so I'm right about it all and they're wrong about everything, because that's, you know, Jesus. It's like you'd think somebody that like understands like argumentation and stuff well enough to be on like call-in shows and shit should understand this is bad reasoning. Just full fucking stop. All right, let me go ahead. I don't know. Okay. It looks like we maybe have moved on to something else. I don't know.
Unintelligent thing to wonder with action.
Particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action.
Oh, they did? Oh, that's good. Casey said the Atheist Experience fired him. Thank fuck. I was going to say, dude, because I was like, I kind of wanted to like reach out, maybe start helping out a little bit, but I didn't, like solely because of him, you know, and I did not want to get like picked to do a call-in show and have to sit there next to him and be trying to, you know, debate about the existence of God when I know a fucking Zionist is next to me in a little box on the screen. I couldn't do it. But okay, well, that's good to know. Hold on. And that's somebody was trying to get my attention. So we can talk face to face with VR. No, stop. No VR. Stop it. That's straight. That's another billionaire is basically in control of that. No more billionaire stuff. It's like all they got, and I know it was like, okay, well, he's turned it into like an Alex Jones type, but I think it's time to be alarmed. I don't know. I've held my fucking tongue for a long time, and here we are. Look where we're at, and everything I thought I was gonna be stupid and crazy about, I wasn't, and it's happening, and so. I don't know. I'm just going to keep being alarmed and ringing that alarm because holy shit, I think we need to be alarmed.
Michelle Obama wrote of her college experiences. I sometimes wondered if people thought I got there because of affirmative action. I went to Harvard, and I've often wondered the same thing. I even had a white liberal who I knew throw that in my face. And it's a rational thing to wonder. Charlie voiced the doubt that many were afraid to admit. In a system that factors in race, people will wonder if race is a factor. So if Michelle wondered if people had doubt, wouldn't it be reasonable to expect that some people did have doubt? Now, look, you might think the upside.
So is he seriously being like, just taking some other TikToker's argument? Is that what he's doing? Does he make any arguments for himself? Or is he just like, yeah, see?
Of affirmative action outweighs the downside. That's okay. Charlie disagreed. And here was his mistake. By attacking the intelligence of those women, he made his point in an emotionally unintelligent way. It was racially insensitive. Charlie was a white man commenting on specific black women. So there's a higher...
I mean, I like this guy, but I also don't think that you should worry about what race you are when you're talking. You should ignore what race you are when you're talking.
When do you not? Okay, but when you're not talking, you can then you can acknowledge the race that you like. Of course, this is what gets so frustrating, because again, this plays into like the gaslighting shit that the right loves to do, right? They're like, hey, look, it's all just about not race. It's about just merit. That's all we're about. And if you actually believe that bullshit, then they get you. Why are you even talking about race? Why are you even talking about? And then they just make it so that they can be racist. And guess what? Now you can't say anything about it, because they've convinced you that they're not doing it because of your race. It's for other reasons that they have arguments for that. Whatever, they're totally honest and everything. No, it's not. It's just a way to shut you up. It's because as much as they want to say it's not about race, it's fucking about race, and it's them just acting like it's not. They're constantly going to say that they're not making it about race, while implementing as much institutionalized racism as humanly possible, but calling it just merit. It just happens to be that black people just deserve to not have as much resources as everybody else. Sorry, hey, I don't make the rules, okay? It's nature. It's the invisible hand of the free market. Go fuck yourself.
Who gives a fuck what race I am? Like, I have an opinion, but I'm sorry. I'm not the right shade. A little bit too light.
Yeah, you're referencing something called colorism, and it is a thing, and it is a problem, because even within cultures like black culture and other, not just black culture, but people, cultures of people of color, they will value the white people or the lighter colored people within that culture more, right? That is a thing that happens. They will give them special treatment, right? And then treat the darker skinned people worse and treat them unfairly. It happens a lot.
A little bit on the lighter side for me giving this opinion. Why, if there's a comment that a black person can say, then anybody can say. Anybody should be able to say what a black person can say.
Is he now making a case for the N-word? Well, if they can say it, I should be allowed to say it too. I don't know why I want to say it so bad, but if they can, I should be able to.
Of him coming across as offensive and other black women feeling defensive. That doesn't mean he can't speak. It's just a reminder to all of us.
Straw man. Nobody said he couldn't speak.
That what you say matters, and how you say it matters too. And it wasn't racist. He didn't say they were unqualified because they were black. He said he thought they were unqualified and speculated they were elevated because they were black.
He did say that they were unqualified because they were black without saying it specifically. Jesus. It's like you either have to say it just out and blatantly, or they didn't say it at all. There's this thing called like subtext, you know what I mean? Like you could see what they're saying by saying that the white person was more qualified, that they took their place from. That is by definition saying that black people are always less qualified. Why didn't he say taking it from another black person that was more qualified? Why didn't he say that? You know, because the subtext is that white people are always more qualified. And white doesn't mean anything other than not a person of color. I feel like they always forget that part too. White doesn't mean something. It's the negation of something.
And affirmative action policies create the conditions for that speculation. He attacked specific individuals who he thought benefited from a race-based policy. He did not imply that their race made them inferior.
Where did is Casey still here? Let me see. Do you remember whereabouts? Because what time is it? Where are we at? Oh my God. Yeah, we've been going for 2 hours. I didn't realize that. And we're 30 minutes in. Hey, Casey, where did do you remember like around the time when he started talking shit to you? Although I do I hate that he like went and used some slurs at that point. So we gotta just, you know, trigger warning for that stupid shit. But yeah, because I actually went because I don't know where in this video he started addressing what Casey was saying.
Amazing takedowns, Charlie against racist people. And I'm going to show you that as well, which is very powerful.
Against
but let's now go.
People. Oh my God. Because that was the other claim that I really did want to address was that he's saying that Charlie Kirk was against racism. And let me guess, he just redefined racism to anti-white racism, which is not a thing that's real.
Now let's go to this accusation by AOC regarding
I guess she's the racist one, right?
Charlie being against the Civil Rights Act. So let's watch this.
I think Gentleman Representative Green.
I don't need to see the claims of people saying what he
the
said.
late Melissa Hortman.
Hey, you should actually listen to it in context. They're saying that there is a low IQ. He has like maybe.
Let me see. I love how people saying Israel did this. Even Nick Fuentes says you guys are crazy. Had to make a whole response video. They've lost the plot. So I want everybody to seriously pay attention to this. The person in his chat that is paying him money also watches Nick Fuentes. And that's great. Like, he had to. Nick Fuentes says you guys, even Nick Fuentes says you guys are crazy. He had to make a whole response video. Who the fuck is who is keeping up with Nick Fuentes enough to know he's making response videos like that? Dude, this Armin's like got a fucking straight up like Nazi following. That's crazy. Holy shit. All right,
act
would be not allowed to.
Intent specifically originally was to.
Well, that's interesting. So the intent bathrooms.
Yeah, so civil rights. You said that this black man, this black student, is saying to Charlie that you said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. What did you mean by that?
Okay, 217. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do this section right here because I don't want to get too bogged down, but because we are at almost 2 hours. Wow, the time is flying. That was crazy. But okay, thank you, Casey. I'm gonna head there in a minute. But, yep, Groypers. Yep, who Groypers are. They call them, they say they're like the funny guys, but like they're the funny guys if like dad jokes were like all. Like if everybody's dad was David Duke, you know what I mean? That's like it's the dad jokes, but like everybody's dad is David Duke. Yeah, that would be them being jokers or whatever. They're not. They're just awful incel pieces of shit.
Yeah, so let's listen to Charlie answer.
The Civil Rights Act was a mistake. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so the parts of the Civil Rights Act were great, but the way it's now being implemented to force men in female bathrooms to push forward of the trans agenda, the intent of the Civil Rights Act is way beyond what it was originally offered for.
But the intent specifically originally was to.
Well, that's interesting. So the intent and the law are two different things. So the intent was noble, which was to say that no American can be not allowed into a place of business based on the color of their skin or their ethnic.
Do you guys hear that? The intent, he says the intent of the Civil Rights Act was noble. the thing that he's
Yeah,
against.
but he's, and then he misidentifies what the intent was. He was just saying that no American is like, no, there's a specific group of people that was being not allowed in places of business because of their skin color. It's, you know, he tries to make it like this is just for everybody. You know, this applies. No, there was a very specific problem that the Civil Rights Act fixed or attempted to fix. But unfortunately, people like you kept doing what y'all do, and we got to where we're at.
And is the execution. He agrees with the goal of the Civil Rights Act. He disagrees with the execution.
Two different things. So the intent was noble, which was to say that no American can be not allowed into a place of business based on the color of their skin or their ethnic heritage. Totally agreement with that. That's not what the law only did. It created a massive anti-racist DEI army that then gave us affirmative action. For example, recently Merrick Garland sued.
So he just is lying now.
Used the Civil Rights Act, saying that we cannot have voter ID in certain states because it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act. So basically what the Civil Rights Act did is that
it does, man. Like, this is so frustrating because why do you want to make it like the ID thing? You know, why do you have to have your ID with you there in the poll? Because they just want you to show up to the poll and be like, oh shit, I forgot my ID. Oh, it's out in the car. Oh, I always keep it in my car because, you know, it's a driver's license. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. Oh man, I gotta sit in that line all over again. I'm just gonna go. I don't have time for that. I gotta get to one of the 3 jobs I have to fucking work just to feed my family. Okay, I gotta go. That's what they want. They want fewer people voting, right? And of course, if there's any kind of limitations or any type of like extra hoops you gotta jump through, it affects the most marginalized, because even that situation right there, right? They like, you go, somebody's like, oh, I have it in my car, but I forgot to bring it in. Right? If somebody's like taking a break from work or whatever to go vote real fast, and they because of course they don't give you the day off for it, right? So that right there disenfranchises a bunch of people. But even beyond that, like, you know, it's like the inconvenience, like some like poor people and people of color just specifically tend to be in that demographic, you know, because of systemic racism. The inconvenience is not something that they can handle. White people a lot of times, or people that have privilege, can handle some inconvenience. It's not that big of a deal, you know, so they can go down there. Right now they're trying to get rid of mail-in voting, right? They're trying to say, oh no, mail-in voting is all because they want to make it harder for people to vote, because the fewer people that have access to voting, the more Republicans win. That's just how they have to do it, because they disenfranchise the poor and you know, and people like that. So yeah, it kind of is a violation of the Civil Rights Act. It's just not a direct one, but this is the type of shit that Republicans do. It's the Southern strategy. We got to get away from saying N-word, 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 and we got to just start making it harder to vote. Start disenfranchising poor people across the board, because then we'll end up just getting black people, you know, by extension, right? If we just target all poor people, you know, and then just make it so that they, you know, we could make it so that they don't have any upward mobility. Well, then we kind of do our job, right? We don't have to like actually say specifically. We can just do it kind of a roundabout way. That way we always have an argument of being like, no, I was just saying my heart goes out to you. That's all.
Beyond disparate impact and then went to disparate effect. In the sense where,
see, like exactly like you what the Civil Rights Act should be about, how we treat different groups in a society, not about the outcome. That's the problem with the Civil Rights Act. I mean, honestly, I'm learning this from Charlie.
Obviously, you learn a lot from Charlie, don't you? Because you're getting it wrong.
That his issue is that you shouldn't be adjusting the outcome. You should be adjusting what goes in, not what goes out. And guys, that is liberalism. That's the difference.
Yeah, this one was live on Atheist Republic. Yep. I can't remember who was asking that, but yeah, that was this one.
Between liberalism,
I didn't really see much on his personal one. That's what I was kind of confused at first, because I was like, where are all these videos? Because Ways to AJ Ways to Human, it kind of like put a list of videos up, and I was like, whoa, we got to look at these, you know. And I might be watching these for a bit now. I don't know. Like I said, we're still gonna have some fun here, but this type of shit is problematic, and the fact that it's in the community, it needs to be. It makes it more important to call out than ever.
And leftism, liberalism obsess over equal rights, equal opportunity, equal treatment. Leftism obsesses with equal outcome, which is absolute insanity, right? So that's his issue.
That's just not true either. I mean, I don't. They always say that, but that's not really true. It is the equal opportunity, because I mean, I don't know what he's defining as leftist. Maybe he's defining it as full-blown communist. But most of, as far as I understand, leftists are socialists. So we're fine with equal opportunity based on social programs that help, bring up that bottom line, so that make it so that your poorest people still have access to the things they need to exist, and then that provides them the ladder that they would need to be able to get into colleges and other things like that, so that they can have that upward mobility. The right wants none of that. They want them to have, everybody that's poor to not have any access to upward mobility at all, and keep it that way. And in fact, continue to make it harder and harder to have upward mobility, and then encourage everybody to not do any mobility at all, because college is just indoctrinating your kid anyway. And so is public school. We should do away with all of it. Let's just get rid of all schooling, so that every kid can just be that kid playing the fucking banjo in Deliverance. You know what I mean?
With the Civil Rights Act, he wants equal treatment of people in America, but not an equal outcome.
Went beyond disparate impact and then went to disparate effect. In the sense where if Black Americans are not doing as well as white Americans in a certain category, you can now use the Civil Rights Act and say that's a violation of the Civil Rights Act, even though there might be other contributing factors. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's too broad, too wide, and it's now doing a lot of damage to the country. It's being used well beyond its original intent.
Yes. So, for example,
okay, so he's trying to say that it was a mistake, that he didn't mean that but he did. He said that it's a mistake. It was a mistake because the act was different than the intent. And which, again, these are just dishonest talking points where, they're just going to say that, because here's the thing, they got to be able to like wink at their full-blown fucking racists and stuff without, while still being able to hug the guy that is not, that would find that distasteful, right? So he's got to be able to kind of give that wink while still being able to give that hug. That's what this is. And again, it's my heart goes out to you, gaslighting shit.
In the same, there's a place that he brings up a case. For example, let's just give it as an example, right? In supermarkets, if you notice that Black people are being, challenged more, attacked more for shoplifting compared to white people in supermarkets, then based on the Civil Rights Act, you could go and sue that supermarket. Why is your security guard attacking Black people more than white people for shoplifting, right? Well,
Jesus Christ, are you serious? First of all, again, he keeps on just believing Charlie Kirk's characterization of things like the Civil Rights Act, which I don't think he's characterizing it correctly, because that's not a thing. I don't, as far as I can tell, but because otherwise, wouldn't we do something about the police? My God, Black people get arrested at a way higher rate We know that. And we also know, given just other data that we have, that crime gets committed basically at the same rate, whether you're white, black, doesn't matter, right? But poor people, poor white people, and people of color, black people specifically, get policed more. That's just a fact, you know. A lot of times, because the cops know that they can do whatever they want. There's no recourse. They don't have the power. They don't have an army of fucking lawyers that they can call to. They don't have an uncle who's a lawyer that's like whatever. You know, they're kind of just assuming their powerlessness, and that's why they get to mistreat them that much more. That's why a lot of police departments are full of fucking bullies, because they just want to go around and be able to put their hands on people that can't do anything about it, because then you're assaulting a police officer. And now we got ICE to make it even more fucking crazy. And they're just able to harass the people that really have no recourse, because, you know, they don't even have papers a lot of times or whatever, or like are in the process of getting them, which they could just change the rules and make it so now you're illegal for being in the process of doing it legally, but we changed the rules on you. Sorry, you're illegal now. We got to meet a quota. You want to talk about fucking quotas? Let's talk about the immigrants that they need to deport that don't exist, because we got to get up in the fucking millions. Jesus.
And sue that supermarket.
Let me skip ahead.
Why is their security guard attacking black people more than white people? For sure.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that'd be valid, because I don't believe you that white people are not shoplifting as much or whatever. But but the thing is too about that, the crime is that a lot of times there are different types of crimes, right? People that are desperate do crimes that desperate people do. People that are not desperate do crimes that, you know, people that aren't desperate do, which a lot of times like financial crimes and shit. But like nobody polices them for that, even though it costs a hell of a lot more money, you know, in a lot of different ways. They rob people, they just do it differently, you know. It's higher class crimes, and nobody polices them for that. And the fact that now they've dismantled the federal government as best they possibly fucking can, they've basically made it so that nobody can hold wealthy people responsible, and that was sort of the point, right? That was sort of Trump's entire point, was just keep consolidating power until you're basically like a dictator that could still sort of pretend that there's some kind of due process going on in the background somewhere or something, but really you just have full control over all of it, and you can just do whatever you want, and there's no federal government to hold you responsible or anything, because, you know, you dismantled that. You fired them all. And if anybody's not a loyalist, fire them. Just replace them with somebody that'll lie out their ass for you. That is the new game in town. And unfortunately, you think it's so stupid because you're like, Trump can't do anything, right? He's doing it. He's doing it, and we're very close to a fucking to a fucking full-on fascist takeover. Full fucking stop. All right, we'll go to 215.
Then stop. I'm anonymous, number one.
Hold on. Let me see what we're talking about here. We'll get the context, and then we'll finish with this clip and head out.
Have lower brain processing power. I've already shown what Charlie said at the beginning of the stream.
Oh wait, was that him responding? I know that was like similar to what he said in the clip that you had showed. Hold on.
USA.
Look at him. Look how weird he is, dude. This dude's a full-blown fucking brainwashed fascist, dude. This is crazy.
USA.
Oh my God. You're crazy, man. You're a fucking weirdo. Holy shit.
What?
Wow.
It was this not the most powerful anti-racist shit you've ever seen.
Hold on. Okay, now I gotta go back. I'm sorry. No. What got them all hyped up? You gotta go by merit and not by the color of your skin. I bet you money. It has to do with fucking meritocracy. Whose money is on meritocracy here? Hold on.
State.
Fuck you. Your face is small.
Done in the state.
Fuck you. Your face is small.
A good representation of the people who disagree with me. One of the most powerful videos I've seen from Charlie.
Here we go.
This is absolutely beautiful. This one. Look how guys, so we saw how Charlie treats black people. Let's see how Charlie treats racists.
Hey, what's going on, Dave? How we doing? And Andrew, what's going on, man? And Tons of Mice, what's up? Doing all right?
Actual
leftist demand. I mean, marshmallows and cereal are pretty good. I think everybody's just kind of missing that. We should make that a law, in fact, you know. And if anybody doesn't have marshmallows in their cereal, whoever's closest to them has to smash their face in their cereal. They got to do it. That's the law. You know, we need to put that down. That's leftism to a T.
Racist. Okay? I shouldn't actually say they're racist because we say that when somebody is not actually a racist. So this one, I shouldn't do it. I should say
we just redefined what the word means to basically mean nothing.
Racist. It's a fucking racist. So let's watch this guy.
I want to ask a question of you. What does it mean to be an American? Is it an idea or a history, a shared history, or is it a skin color?
Well, I mean, you could go back to the original founding fathers, the Immigration Act.
All right, so this guy, but let me actually give you the context. This guy thinks that America is for white people. This guy. And Charlie is trying to challenge him on that view. Okay? So he thinks this is a man who thinks America should be a white country.
I want to ask a question of you. What does it mean to be an American? Is it an idea or a history, a shared history, or is it a skin color?
Well, I mean, you could go back to the original founding fathers, the Immigration Act of, I believe it was.
What does it mean to be an American? Is it a skin color or something else?
So there's the current idea of what it means according to, you know, the Hart-Celler Immigration Act and, you know, all this bullshit that you guys spew. But if you go back to the original founding fathers, they intended this to be a European nation for white men of good stock and character.
So can you show me, let me answer the question. Can you show me where in the United States Constitution it says that?
It wasn't in the Constitution.
It wasn't in the Constitution because they didn't believe it.
The founding...
You, sir, they did not put it in the United States Constitution. Let me answer another question. Let me ask you another question since you support. Allow him to have the mic. Let me ask you another question, sir. What does the phrase,
in the United
sir,
States Constitution, and they made it explicitly clear.
What does the phrase "e pluribus unum" mean? What does the phrase "e pluribus unum" mean?
Why is that relevant?
Because it was on every founding document and presidential seal from our founding, which means out of many, one. You, sir, and your ideology is not conservative. It is right-wing, identitarian. It has no place in the conservative movement, my friend. Get out of line. Get out of line.
Yeah, broken clock, you know, twice a day. So, but what's crazy though, and what's so funny, and again, this plays back into, and it's of course like Armin's, you know, not going to see this. He's not going to understand this. They have to separate themselves from those people, but they have to get as close. This is the tightrope that the modern day MAGA Republican has to do, right? And since this clip, I guarantee, was recorded, that tightrope has become less and less of a tightrope, and it's become more and more just of a sidewalk that they can walk on, to where they have to pretend that they're not racist because, you know, saying what that guy said was super obviously distasteful to just most people. I think, you're not supposed to actually say it. You're supposed to support the stuff so that white people still get all the extra privileges, and you remove all of the privileges, or not even privilege, but like the access to resources from all of the people of color without saying it directly. Again, back to the Southern strategy, right? And that was what Charlie Kirk is more about. I mean, it's crazy. It's like this is so absolutist, right? It's just, if it's not that, right? If it's not absolutely that, then it's not racist, right? You have to like say it explicitly, own it, wear it on your fucking chest that you're, that you think white people should be in this country and nobody else. Like, you have to say that, or you're not racist. And if he is, is talking to somebody else on his own side, by the way, why was that guy, at his, why was he at his thing, his Turning Point, USA? It's almost as if that place probably has a bunch of people that think like him, right? They just, believe everything else that Charlie Kirk believes, other than that one very specific way to say a thing. Really, it's not even all the beliefs really are the same. It's just one side doesn't, one side says it, and the other one, keeps talking and tries to make all these weird arguments to act like they're not the racists that they absolutely are. And then it gives everybody this, right? It makes it so they can do this, what he's doing right here. It's the exact same thing as my heart goes out to you. It's just what racists do these days. And I swear, I guarantee his positions on this sort of thing. I mean, he's literally said the white replacement theory. He said that. He's talked about how, we need to have more kids. We need to have white people have more kids because people of color are going to replace us. And then they're going to vote in ways that we don't like. The great replacement theory, which was so crazy that they have that because that's what they're doing. They promote, that's why they promote having a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? They're thinking that way because of course they are, and then they're the same people that get pissed if their kids get with a person of color. But anyway.
USA, 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 USA.
God, it's the cringiest shit I've ever seen. Oh my God, this guy's a clown.
Was this not the most powerful anti-racist shit you've ever seen? I've never seen anybody be
not really anti-racist. It was just against a very specific kind of explicit racism, but not really anti-racist all the way around. But okay.
More anti-racist than Charlie. This was fucking glorious.
Oh my God. Dude, calm down, Zhank. What are you doing, man? Relax. Stop yelling.
Get this man. Is it not shameful accusing this man of racism?
Are people capable of saying more than one thing? That's it? You say one thing and then you're just forever anti-racist. You can't say multiple things. Some things might not be racist. Other things might be neutral. Other things might actually be racist. Do you know how that works, man? Jesus.
You guys are evil. Have you no shame?
We're evil. Wow. Sorry. We're evil, I guess, for saying that stuff is this stuff.
The fight that this man had against racism was more than anything all of you have done combined against racism.
I wonder how long it took them to find that clip. It's there's got to be a clip out there that it's him not being mean to somebody that's slightly more racist than him, and then that means he's not racist at all. Where is it? Control F. Come on. I found one.
This man was fighting racism, you motherfuckers.
You motherfuckers, man. God. He was mean to one race.
Unbelievable. I don't know what to say to you guys.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, unbelievable.
For people who are talking about me showing short videos, do you guys want to watch a longer run? Because Charlie Kirk here responds to the myth of systemic racism here.
Oh, really? Now he's gonna. I love how it's gonna. He's like, I got a clip of him like not being racist for a second, and then he's like, oh, now we're gonna dismantle the claim of systemic racism. Man, we're back. Now we're gone to the bread. Jesus Christ, man.
This is actually a very interesting video. Let's watch this one. Do you guys want to watch this one? I want to watch this one.
Hello. Oh.
Be respectful, guys. You can do what he wants.
Oh, can I start now? Oh. Nice to meet you, Charlie. I'm a big fan. I think you're very beautiful, man. I admire you physically.
What?
But no homo.
What? You can admire people physically?
No homo. No homo.
Jesus.
I did.
Somebody saying stop cherry picking. Well, show me where he's. I have.
Stop cherry picking. Let's go. But dude, like, first of all, the cherries that he picked are bad. They're not good cherries either. Like, the whole batch is bad. You just found a couple cherries that, you know, only have like 4 worms in them. Do worms eat cherry? I don't know what the cherries. And speaking of cherries, if you want to pop a cherry, God, that was just. Does anybody say that anymore? Is that a thing? Is that still like a term, a phrase that's being? Anyway, go to AdamandEve.com, enter code word Brentley, and check out to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to AdamandEve.com, enter code word Brentley. That's right. Get your cherry. It feels weird. It feels weird saying it. I don't know. I don't think people say that anymore. You know, I think we've grown out of that. And I'm here for it. If you want to hit the like button though, I'd appreciate it. Any pushing over thumb buttons. You know, if you're a thumb buddy that wants to hit the thumb button, we gotta cut that. I gotta stop saying that. That's like the 4th time I've said that. Cut that out of there. Wow. What am I, my fucking dad? Get the hell, thumb buddy. Jeez. Wow. Unbelievable.
I'm not cherry picking because I have looked everywhere for where Charlie was racist. And I found the 2 places where people say he's racist. And I showed them at the beginning of the stream.
Does he not understand how like data sets work and stuff, man? Like it really a couple clips. He's like, this is the one where they say they're racist. No, okay, man, but like that's just the one that most people are thinking of. Like I used to just go to random live streams, right? And I stopped. And the reason I stopped was because the things that he was just saying just randomly were so disgustingly bigoted constantly that it wasn't even fun to react to. You know what I mean? Like it was just like somebody just saying gross stuff. And you're just like, okay, this, you know, I can keep saying that he's wrong, but this isn't fun. This isn't good content. This is just somebody being so disgusting and wrong. And me being like, look, they're disgusting. Like that it was kind of pointless. You know what I mean? So no, man. And that was completely at random. I didn't pick videos for any specific reason, other than a lot of times they would talk about God. But so that even shows you, like, even when it was like in videos about something else, which is my topic that I typically talk about, he still managed to be super fucking racist all the time.
If I missed the place that Charlie has been racist, then tell me. Then tell me, where has he been racist? The 2 accusations against him is that he was.
Did we do the pilot one? What about, like, you know, all black pilots are not unqualified, you know, because you can't possibly. Because if anybody said, I want to hire a black person, that means that they're automatically unqualified. Because you can't both say you want to hire a black person and get a qualified black person. That's impossible. Only white people can be like that. Jesus.
Yes.
John said, I've been looping anti-flag all morning. I gotta say, it's just to be clear, they broke up because of accusations against the singer, Just Insane, which is really just super fucking disappointing. But as far as, their messaging and everything, probably one of the coolest, like as far as their lyrics go, bands. They're super progressive and very just like they got it. We'll put it that way. But unfortunately, the singer was also an asshole. But anyway,
the Civil Rights Act, and that he said black women have lower brain processing power. I've already shown what Charlie said at the beginning of the stream.
That wasn't, again, you're just straw manning. That's just a straw man. So you're not even addressing the actual claims, and everybody knew the context. You're just refusing to see the actual context.
If you have any other accusations, what is it? I've looked everywhere. There is nothing else.
Everywhere. Shut the fuck. Oh my God. How do you do this? My God. You have to I've looked everywhere and I don't see any of the racism. It's I can't hear it either. I can't. No. My God, dude. What is
I
wrong
have a
with
question. Something I don't find very interesting about you, something I find kind of repulsive, is that I believe you said that the Civil Rights Act was bad and that we shouldn't have that.
Okay. Well,
thank you. I appreciate that. I don't like you as much as Charlie, though.
First of all, what's your name?
Sorry. I don't want to be filmed and stuff.
Too late.
I'm anonymous, number one. Anonymous guy.
Okay. Well, hello. Nice to meet you, anonymous guy.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. I believe in part of the essence of the Civil Rights Act went way too far, way too wide.
Oh, how did it go too far?
Well, for example, it created an entire civil rights leviathan that gave.
What's up, Deviant? How you doing, dude? Deviant Outcast. What's going on?
Wait, so he said.
And John. Hey, John. What's up?
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. I believe in part of the essence of the Civil Rights Act went too.
I believe in parts of the essence of the Civil Rights Act, as he mentioned many times, but people don't want to listen. Well, he agreed with the goals. He agreed with the intention. He just thinks that the Civil Rights Act was too broad. He doesn't want to get rid of the Civil Rights Act. He would just want to have a Civil Rights Act that is more simple and is against discrimination, and it's about equal opportunities rather than equal outcome. Again, if you haven't been here before, if you haven't been at the beginning of the stream,
okay, so he's just gonna sit there and follow him through that one line again of reasoning, which is just sort of like a way of, again, winking to the ultra racists while hugging some of the more centrist conservatives that would find all out racism distasteful. Again, I don't think that those two groups, he can just wink and hug at the same time now. He can just wink and hug the same person at the same time these days, because I guarantee this was before more recent times when they don't care about being explicitly racist anymore. But what did they say? Oh, John said, looks like Armin is just in it for the clicks. Yep, like Derek. Yeah, from Myth Vision. Yeah, they should hang out. But I say, I don't know or really care about this guy. Time to get loud, my brothers and sisters. Oh yeah. No, and here's the thing. A lot of times I'll cover the people in the community. 9 times out of 10, because I promoted them at some point, this channel is for community building in a lot of ways, and so it's about bringing us together. I try to mention as many other shows as possible. That way it gives everybody an idea. I used to do lists, but that apparently pisses people off, so I stopped doing lists. But it's just a way, to allow everybody to know about who else is out there. And I promoted this guy a lot because he wrote a book that I actually really liked. Of course, it was unbelievably short, and I think maybe that was why I liked it, because it was just no nuance, just every argument and one response. And now I can kind of see why, because he just has an argument and then one response to that argument, and that's good. He's good. We can move on. We can move on now because we've said that one response to the argument, and that's sort of how his whole book is just here's the argument for God's existence. Here's one response to it. Here's the argument for God's existence. Here's one, and it's like a 30-page book, dude. Like it's really short. I think it's like 2 hours or something on Audible, like at the slow speed, just the regular speed, not at double time or anything, Jesus. But he has 31,000 followers on Facebook alone, and this isn't his only show. Yeah, he's got a big platform. He's got a big voice, and it really sucks that this is another one that we've seen just go crazy. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it seems like it's just, I guess, the best way to make more money. Because like I said, humans are easy. They just get them pissed off. They'll click. If you say like more stuff to piss people off, they'll click, and then they'll keep watching more. And then they get through like we're doing. I guess I am kind of contributing to it. Then we share it around. Go, look, I disagree with this person that I'm mad about. And then they respond back, and it just keeps on going in a big, and if you're the person that can kick that ball off the hill and get the ball rolling, as it were, if you will, per se, you're going to get a lot more clicks and by extension, a lot more money. And that seems to be what is literally driving our fucking political climate these days. And it's really frustrating.
Summarize it for you guys. I got 2 super chats. I will respond to those, but let's go for it.
Way too far, way too wide.
Oh, how did it go too far?
Well, for example, it created an entire civil rights Leviathan that gave us affirmative action.
Civil rights Leviathan? What do you mean?
Yes, if you can let me finish 3 words in.
Sorry.
It allowed the Department of Justice to go after people that have different skin color, aka white people, and prevent them from getting jobs in college admissions.
You have a job.
I'm sorry?
You have a job.
No, you're right. I do. Right.
I gotta like them. Those guys just fucking with. You have a job too. So do a lot of other people. So it's all right. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that Charlie and other people have jobs. That needed to be said. Continue.
But just until Trump came around, until the Supreme Court decision, thanks to the Civil Rights Act, if you have white skin color, it's much harder to get into a college than if someone has black skin color. Much harder. You have to get higher test scores.
That's it. Come on. That is so stupid and false.
It's a much harder pool, largely thanks to the precedent set by the Civil Rights Act, not to mention all the trans stuff.
See what I'm saying? Like if things are uneven, right? And this group of people has all the privilege, right? And they had historically been the only ones that could get into fucking college. And if you go, okay, we're going to, the people that didn't have that privilege, we're going to even things out. We're going to take the Civil Rights Act. We're going to make it so that more people have access to the resources that white people have exclusively had access to. Boom. Now what happens? Okay. Now they're like, oh my God, it's so unfair for me now. This is the same fucking argument that was made back in the civil rights era. But yet this genius thinks he's not racist somehow. That's the name of the damn video. It's insane.
That we're seeing men be able to win trophies and medals from women across the country, and they use the Civil Rights Act to justify it.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, and he just hates trans people too. So that so he's justifying his hatred of black people with hatred of trans people. That's amazing.
Okay, I think I see where you're coming from. So you
like
think
a hate fractal just keeps on spinning out there.
I think that it's harder for white people.
So Catherine in the chat is saying, Armin, quit being an apologist for a bigot. This is so gross. So Caitlin, if after everything I've shown you, you still think that this man is a bigot, then you're absolutely insane. Like you are retarded. You're
there. I cut the word in half, so I did. I don't, he's probably going to say it like 17 more times. That's KC. He's talking to, by the way. And it's time for me to. I'd do something. I have no idea. I have alarms that just randomly go off now. Anyway, but yeah, talking to Casey.
You're one of those people that Charlie was referring to when it comes to not having enough brain processing power. I'm not.
But Casey Gleason, John Gleason's wife of Godless Engineer. I don't know. Maybe people don't know that. I feel like everybody should know. But I mean,
not even talking to you because I don't think you are at the level to be able to understand me anymore. Like after everything I've shown you, if you still think he's a bigot, then you are beyond hope. And I'm just saying this to just make fun of you because there's no point talking to people at your level. Like at your level of IQ and understanding, you're not even worth talking to. Like after.
So if you disagree, you have a low IQ, right? It's incredible the way that people like him talk to other people. It's just amazing. Even though he's the one that is just he's gaslighting himself, but then trying to gaslight everybody else by bucket extension.
Everything I've shown you, you still think he's a bigot? Then you're insane.
Well, because of black people,
you're insane. After he literally says just insane bigoted stuff, but he disavowed somebody that was slightly more bigoted, so doesn't count. All the other bigotry now gets canceled out, I guess.
They could have lower tech scores. Again,
That's not what I think.
That's what you're saying. Okay. All right. Well, I guess what I would say too, I think perhaps you're familiar with the term equity, right? Where different people have different circumstances.
It's Marxism. I reject.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. Muttley Von Eric said, "Thanks for cutting the R word. I fucking hate that word is back. Honestly, it's disgusting. Like, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? How did us being more connected, I'll get back to the comment in a second, I'm sorry. How did us being more connected to one another via the internet and all that type of shit make us more heartless? How did that happen? Usually when you interact with other people, you tend to have more empathy. And somehow these fucking right wingers managed to finagle all the conversations and also include all these bots that are just not real people, pretending to be real people, confusing actual real people. Anyway, making it so that we just hate each other. Wow, it's amazing. Anyway, thanks for cutting the yard. As a disabled person with many friends with conditions, Down syndrome, I find that word very triggering. And love and sausages. Love and sausage. Nice. But yeah, no problem. I fucking hate that word. It really irritates me that it's back. It's like I thought that was like a Beavis and Butthead era thing where we kind of just knew, oh, that was a stupid thing to say. That was just shitty of people to say all the time. Oh, we're back. And the R word's next. And the N word's next. Watch. There we go.
Whether you reject it or not, I think it's a prescient concept in this argument.
Casey said, I'm insane and low IQ. Both of them. You get both. Okay. That's amazing. It's like, what? I guess you can have people that are insane also having low IQ, but I feel like that's not, like a lot of times the crazier you are, the higher the IQ. Just, that's what I would think anyway, if movies and television are any indication of stuff like that, which they got to be, right? That's just
because what you have to understand is that when you're, for example, you're born in like a black neighborhood, you're born in like O Block or something, like a very, very, like a, you don't know what O Block is? Oh, well, if you're born there, if you're born in a very poor area like that, with like very low economic activity.
No shit. Okay. Casey said, the wild part is Armin knows who I am. It's not like I'm a random person. We've been friends for years online. Wow. Oh, sorry. We've been friends online for my dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. It's hard for me to read stuff. But yeah, friends. Wow, that makes it even worse. Holy shit. It shouldn't make it worse, but it does. The fact that you shouldn't ever call anybody that name, obviously, it's disgusting. But to call somebody that you've been friends with for years online is just gross. I mean, that just is, and that's the crazy thing about lately. It's like you keep on thinking that this right wing shit is not gonna hit the next low, you know, and then pink, it just hits it, you know, like we're just like, we're breaking records all around. How insanely low can you go? It's a fucking, you know, it's that game where you the limbo. It's the limbo, but it's the integrity fucking limbo. And it's just it is just tearing us to pieces, you know. But it's fun, you know, fun stuff, right? Isn't that great? Sorry, it's a comedy show. I don't know. There we go. Angier's saving us. Pickle dildos, still a comedy show. So, you know, not because of me, because of people in the chat. That's right. Angier for the win. How's it going, Angier? Thank you for bringing us back to comedy. What's the dill sex? Dill sex. Oh, because I said this. Yes. And if you want some sex dills, yeah. Anyway, go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brentley. That's right. And everybody should also go to at youtube.com/ at Better Than Ember. That's right, because she's got a great show. She always advertises for my code there, so I got it. I got to give her a shout out when I'm doing my Adam and Eve. Go subscribe to at Better Than Ember, one of the best shows on YouTube. God damn it, she knows everything, and I'm not. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I'm literally not. Anyway.
Very, very poor schools with very low ratings, where the average test score is much lower. When you're in that environment, you have the whole system up against you, right? So when you say in that kind of circumstance, when you're facing the whole, I guess, leviathan of systemic racism, so would you say that's sorry, let me just finish. When you say it's fair to, for example, lower the standard because knowing that their circumstances were like that, perhaps based on what they had was presented to them, they had the correct amount.
You keep on making it sound like it's lowering the standard. It's not really lowering the standard. It's just a recognition that, like, for some individuals that do not have access to the kind of resources that other demographics have access to, that you can also go by other things. That's why I was saying, like, all the times, when it comes to college admission, it's not just about grades, you know? And that's the crazy thing, is that people like Charlie and Armin probably think that, like, as long as you're a white person and you get the good grades, you're a shoo-in, automatically in. But that's not it. You got to stand out, you know? It's a competition, right? You got to stand out amongst your peers, right? And there's different ways to do that. And grades aren't always, because, like, what if a lot of times they'll have, like, okay, they'll like slightly lower grades, right? But they'll be consistent. They have all their, they'll be, what do you call it? Like perfect attendance, things like that. Like there's other aspects. They'll be the head of the debate club. They'll be also a star quarterback. They'll also be the head of the dance routine, or dance team, whatever. Like they have all these other aspects of who they are that, you know, make up for whatever, and it doesn't really make up for it. It's just that's what makes them stand out amongst their peers, right? But none of that matters. It's just grades. Again, you know, it's just not understanding how any of this stuff works. Not to mention, it's also like what the kid here is saying. It's absolutely right. There's an entire system built to keep these people from having access to resources that have been a well-oiled machine that nobody has ever even begun to try to dismantle, even in the slightest bit, other than the Civil Rights Act and shit like that, that was immediately kind of undermined by conservatives.
Of merit to get into a school.
Okay, so are you a student here? I'm guessing you are.
Oh, yeah, I'm a student here.
Are you a pretty good student?
Oh, yeah, I would say I'm a good student. I have a pretty high GPA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give your GPA to her because she's a woman of color, please?
Oh, well, you want me to give you a... Well, I mean...
But at least, I'm fucked. I only have one leg. There's no way I can, no chance I could stand out. Oh. That was good. That's it. No, that's that type of self-deprecating humor I'm all about. Okay.
I can.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, sure.
You'd be good. You cool with that?
Yeah.
So,
once again, chat saving the comedy show because I'm just off on the fucking.
I'm fine. Wait, you mean
I want you.
like tell her or like
no,
give it to her?
by force.
Like
So
we're swapping.
So
it.
let me tell you what I'm going to
Okay.
do. By force, white man.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to take your GPA. I'm going to give it to a woman of color.
Okay.
You're cool with that?
I mean, yeah, I can just work back up. Like,
there's no working
Hey,
back
bro,
up.
I can pull myself up by my bootstraps.
No,
What do
there's
you
no
mean?
working back up.
What do you mean you can't work?
I'll just pull myself up from my bootstraps. What do you mean? What are you talking about? That's how we do things, right? That's how it goes. Let's see. Deviant Outcast said equity laws means making sure people's applications aren't being thrown in the garbage before even being reviewed because of the application or the applicant's outer cultural markers like skin, name, gender. Yeah, and we have seen, like, grades aside, doesn't even matter. If like there's certain schools and stuff, they will literally just sit there and throw out applications as long as they sound like they are somebody's name that is not white, you know. And job applications do this sort of thing too. I mean, like I said, like there's so much systemic racism like still being implemented today that it's insane to sit here and act like actually everything's equal and everything's just about merit. You know, all the white people that have all the privilege, it's because they earned it. They earned it. Like Trump, you know, the fucking spoiled brat of all goddamn spoiled brats. And he's fucking president right now, turning himself into a goddamn dictator with the help of Project 2025. You know, but you think that it's about merit? Go fuck yourself.
Like, that's the whole point of conservatism, isn't it?
I'm gonna keep on taking it from you because that's equity. And you're cool with that.
What? But that's not
this is equity in practice.
Equity isn't taking. Equity is applying the equal standard.
If you give, how do you get? You must take and then you give.
Wait,
See what I'm saying? Like, look, you hear that, right? If you're gonna give, then you have to get and you have to take in order to give, right? So basically, what he's saying is it does not matter any way that we can help marginalized people that not 200 years ago were fucking owned as property with no kind of attempt to make that whole atrocity right at all. And if we do anything that maybe even things out just on an opportunistic level, you know, just as far as opportunity goes, well, then we're taking stuff from the white guy that deserves everything all implicitly. Like the white man, the straight white cisgendered man just already deserves everything. And if we make anything even for anybody else or allow anybody to have any kind of opportunities, well, then you're cutting that straight white cisgendered white man down and making him the victim now. And we're against the victim mentality, but you're victimizing the white man. Okay, but stop having a victim mentality.
What do you mean?
Like that's what leftists don't understand. Like, oh, let's just give them. How are you just going to give them? For you to give them something has to be taken from somebody.
No, it's not a zero-sum fucking game, man. Jesus. Wow. And it's crazy, like, and it's crazy that it's not even come up that, like, there are legacy students or whatever that can be complete fuck-ups. But just because they can have, like, a C average. Like, you want to talk about grades being lower and stuff? If you're a legacy, you don't have to, you know what I mean? You're almost a shoo-in. And they'll almost like just go repay for you to retake any kind of entrance test or anything like that. Like they get extra privileges. And yet that's fine. That's literal extra privileges. And that's okay. Because it's, you know, it's about wealth and money. And so that, you know, they're allowed. But if it works the opposite direction, and you give people some stuff that need stuff and aren't like extra wealthy and have too much. We got to give you give things for you got to give people the help when they already have too much. If they don't have enough and you give them help, well, then it's not fair to the people that already have too much. You know, that's how that goes.
The only way to give without taking is through production, through the
Spooky. What's going on, Spooky? How we doing, dude?
Markets, through trade, through capitalism. If you have policies that forces society to give certain things to certain people, it can only happen by taking away from others.
No,
that which is given.
That is wow. That is some insane right-wing bullshit shit. Holy shit. We're talking about opportunity. Good God. It's like, oh, you're just taking it away from like this. You are just racist. Like you're literally just parroting white supremacist talking points in a video called Charlie Kirk Was Not Racist. How fucking ironic. It's insane. Oh my God. And if you want some insane sex, go to adamandeve.com. Enter Gobert Bradley. At checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word, Bradley. Yeah. And buy some stuff. They got all sorts of stuff. It's America's #1 online adult toy dispensary. And save yourself a trip to that sticky store and get it sent direct, right? You're gonna love it. Your butt is gonna love it. If it could talk, it would be like, I really love it. They don't really have a tongue, you know, so they're gonna talk like this probably. I don't know. Anyway, go to adamandeve.com. Enter go where Bentley. Get your butt some stuff. Yeah, give me some stuff. I want some stuff, man. Why don't you get it for me? Okay, but and if you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, or do a bunch of other shit. Okay, you can become a patron at patreon.com/punkapostate. You can do a one-time payment on Cash App, right? Which I appreciate. All you can do, anything you can do, it really does help to make it so that I can get out here and do these more frequently. Hopefully, entertaining more people more often. But yeah, #punkapostate. If you want to become a member, that's probably your best like bang for your buck is the membership, right? And you just hit that join button down below, and yeah, become a member. It's a good time. And if you want to email me at punkapostate@gmail.com. Let me know if I get anything wrong. I really do. I do want to know if I'm getting things wrong. I do want to know if what you think about the show, stuff like that, and you don't want to be like public about it, email me. I love hearing from you. Also, any deconstruction and deconversion stories, love hearing that stuff. But any suggestions too. If you're not in the Discord, maybe you don't have Discord, but you still want to provide some suggestions, hit me up in the email, and suggest some stuff. I'll take it. But if you do want to join the Discord, there's an option in there for any kind of suggestions and stuff like that, right? So yeah, join the Discord. The links and everything should be below. And yeah, it's good stuff. Also follow me on all the socials where I post sometimes. I don't know. Here and there. Not a big thing. You know what Charlie Kirk's or actually, you know what Armin's favorite restaurant is? You're never gonna believe it. Cracker Barrel. I know. It's crazy, right? Who'd have seen that coming, right? Who'd have seen that coming? I do like their new logo though. Feel like it's fitting, Anyway. Jesus Christ. Anyway, all right, Joe. Thanks again for hanging out. And the main thing is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so nice. Oh, it's so great. All right, bye.